the world that we're set in is a world called Eastern Faraway. And basically, it's a continent with lots of different towns. This specific town that we're starting in, I'll explain when we get into the actual jumping into the story itself. But yeah, we are excited to get going. If you guys would, let's go ahead and introduce you and your characters. I am going to go ahead and just start with Carrie because you're first. So if you want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Phoebe.
Yeah, I wondered. I was like, I'm in the left, so it's probably me first. Excuse me, getting over losing my voice. I'm Carrie, and I am playing Phoebe. Phoebe is a human rogue. I don't know how many details I should give right now, but is that good?
Yeah, tell us maybe a little bit like what does she like look like? What is she? What's her like personality a little bit like?
Yeah, for sure. So Phoebe, um, average height human woman, about 30 years old, and she has short, dark hair, straight, so not curly like mine. And she in her fly gown, which is really cool. And type A, so like she likes to have a plan. No, it doesn't always the plan plan. So
Awesome. All right. And then go ahead, Bree. You want to introduce yourself and Charlotte?
Sure. I'm playing Charlotte. I am actually Phoebe's younger sister. I'm 25 years old. My class and race is Human Ranger. Charlotte is more of a free spirit than her older sister, and she's always loved like wandering through the woods and forests and all the huge parks instead of the normal uh, promenade. She'd always just be off kind of looking for creeks and exploring things. And yeah, she's always supported and looked up to her big sister, as well as she's determined to make her own way and kind of follow her intuition more than sticking hard to a plan.
Awesome. All right. And then lastly, Kristen, if you would introduce us to yourself and Helena.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen. I go by Infinite Kristen online. I am playing Helena. She is a half-elf wizard, and she's kind of like thinks she's the smartest person in the room, wants to be the smartest person in the room, and has a little bit of that chaotic good thrown in there. And she's approximately 30-ish as well and has red hair.
Perfect. And I will, with that, jump right into our adventure. So first of all, also, I would like to just say thank you to the three of you guys for joining and agreeing to be part of this chaos that has happened. We had many technical difficulties, but we are here. You can hopefully hear me and everybody else. If you at any point notice like a sound issue, somebody's cutting in and out, or a video isn't working, or something is delayed, or whatever it might be, just please let us know so we can fix it. Because first time running a stream with multiple cameras plus multiple things I'm sharing at the same time, so I am sure there will be more hiccups to come. But with that, let's jump right in to our story. Are you guys excited?
I'm excited.
Yes. Okay.
yes.
What if you're like, no, we're
Nah.
not really?
Meh.
Okay, so at the present moment, you all are currently hanging out in a tavern in the city of Whiteport, which, as I mentioned, is a city in Eastern Faraway. It's in sort of like the northeast section, and it is, as you would guess by maybe the name, a port town. And this tavern is called the Traveling Mermaid, very appropriately named because it is in the port town of Whiteport. So you are pretty familiar with this town, pretty familiar with this city. All of you are typically kind of use this as your home base for any other operations that you have, although you have definitely traveled to other parts of Eastern Faraway before. You are normally joined by your other friend, Aurelia. And Aurelia is at the moment off because she frequently takes training trips. She is a very well trained fighter, and she frequently takes trips on her own to go train with different masters in the area. And so she is at the moment predisposed in one of those training trips, but hopefully will be returning shortly. So right now, today is just a sort of typical afternoon weekday. You are gathered at the Traveling Mermaid for some pre-dinner conversation, just to hang out, have a drink, just catch up on things that are happening in the area. And you are greeted when you enter by the innkeeper. Her name is Ciandrin, and you're fairly familiar with her just because you have frequented the Traveling Mermaid a decent amount. But as you walk in, Ciandrin, who is a shorter, very broad-shouldered older woman, sort of gives you a hand gesture of greeting and a nod as you walk in. She's currently busy with some other clients who are at the bar, but she gestures over to sort of let you know that she'll be with you in a moment. Guessing you guys take a seat.
Yeah.
Gather yourself. Okay. All right. Well, you find your way to a table that is unoccupied and sit down. There's a handful of other patrons that are here. Again, it's midday, so not super busy, but definitely some sailors, maybe some captains and other admirals who have come in and are waiting for their next dismissal off to another port or to another city that they're supposed to attend to. But otherwise, pretty a calm day in the tavern of the Traveling Mermaid. Ciandrin makes her way over to her table, and good to see you, Phoebe, Charlotte, Helena. Wait, where's your friend Aurelia? Isn't there
She's got
normally a
training
fourth?
thing going on.
Oh, all right. Well, training. Yeah, that's for the young and fit, I guess. I don't do much training other than making a delicious tasting meat pie. All right. Well, what can I do for you, ladies?
I'll take some meat. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Did you say meat pie?
Yes.
I would like that.
Okay. All right. I'll gather you some meat pies, and I'm guessing either an ale or a wine or something else for you to drink as well.
Ale for me, please.
All right. Just one ale. Charlotte, Helena,
Oh.
you want anything?
Tea with cream, please.
Tea with cream, of course.
And I'll take a mead.
All right. I'll be right back with those. And she heads off with your orders to place them into the kitchen. Also, I'm going to pause in the description for a moment because it sounds like we are potentially skipping either like videos and or audio on the stream. Can anybody in chat confirm? Yes, no, maybe so. It looks good on my end from like the stream going out, but obviously it might not be once it's in final form.
It was a little skippy for me, and on my Twitch, Carrie and Katie are frozen, but I can see you guys on I can see you on the live stream.
Okay.
So I've got two pulled up, so I can see you on.
Yeah, but I'm frozen.
Yeah.
Just on Twitch, or the one that, sorry, Discord.
Oh, on
It's
Discord.
okay.
Okay.
On
Sorry.
Twitch, you're moving, but on Twitch, all of our videos are really jittery to me.
Yeah, I do see the jittery thing, which hopefully isn't too big of a deal as long as our audio is good, just because I know the jitteriness, like we're not going to be moving too much either. Like, I mean, if we were like dancing and stuff, it probably wouldn't be good. So
The annoying thing is mine's like skipping here in Discord, but Now that we're talking about it, it's not. But when we were playing, it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe it will like catch itself up. For those of you who are watching in chat, please just like let us know if you like start to notice like a really significant problem. But you can hear me on Discord now, okay, Carrie? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully it stays that way.
Okay.
Nick said he thinks he could fix it in like 2 minutes.
You're skipping?
Yes, he said he thinks so.
Okay. If he wants to
If
come,
it's worth it.
we'll have like a break in a little bit, and then also we'll take a break in about halfway, and then that way he can come fix it.
If there's ever an awkward silence and you ask me a question, that's why.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, perfect. So we will continue. Ciandrin heads back to the tavern kitchen where she is plating up your orders. And you notice as she kind of approaches the bar, one of the other barmaids comes up to her and sort of whispers something to her, and you see her face sort of get confused a little bit and frown, and then the bartender hands her an envelope, and she looks at the envelope and is like taken aback a little bit, and then looks around the room and notices you all, and heads back over to your table and with the envelope and says, this arrived for you earlier. Apparently it came here this morning. I don't know what it is, but it's for you, Phoebe.
For me?
Yeah.
Who's it from?
I don't know. It just says to you.
Oh. Well, thank you. Take it.
Okay, so you're gonna take the letter. She heads back off to help prepare your meals. The letter that you receive it's in a vellum envelope, and it has your name written on it in slanted, elegant calligraphy on the front, and the edges of it are decorated with sort of like a gilded pattern, and it has a red wax seal stamped on the back with a crescent moon and 3 stars.
Whoa, looks important. Open it. Come on,
This
Phoebe.
does look important. Oh, I already opened it.
Oh, good.
Okay, so you open the letter, and give me a moment, and I'm gonna send you guys the letter.
Bold of you to assume that I'll show them. No, I will.
Regardless of whether you show them, I will be showing the stream as
I know.
well.
You're not a very good friend.
No, I just derail the whole adventure. Like, no, I'm just gonna go alone.
Bye. All right, so
Bye.
for those of you on stream, this is the letter. You should be able to see it. And it go ahead and you can take a look at it there, Phoebe. Hopefully everybody can see it.
All right.
Do you read it aloud, or do you read it to your? I can read the text for you if you want, because it's a little bit hard to read on that cursive.
I mean, I'll read it to myself first, but I'll like show them right away.
Okay. So then if you open it and sort of take a look at it and read it to yourself, and then everybody else can see it afterwards, you can see that the letter reads that you are hereby cordially invited to the wedding between Lysindria Ilisante and Maximilian Darlington. We would be delighted if you join us to celebrate our special day as we exchange wedding vows and receive Celine's blessing. The ceremony will be held according to Elven tradition and take place at Silver Lodge near Argentus Falls on Thursday, the 20th of this month, during the equinox of the year of the Wolverine, 1307. The celebration begins at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The wedding will include an exquisite banquet and ballroom dancing hosted by the Darlington family. And then, interestingly, Phoebe, you notice in the corner of this invitation, there is a hand-scribbled note that is written separately that says, I know we haven't spoken in years, but please come to this wedding. I need your help, Liz.
Did I recognize the seal?
Go ahead and roll a history check for me.
All right. Probably don't recognize it. Okay, it's 7.
You do not recognize this. Helena, why don't you go ahead and roll a history check for me?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do I recognize any of the names? is 14.
Yes. Okay, so actually, you recognize two things, Helena. You recognize the name, the Darlington name specifically. So not that of Lysandria, but that of Maximilian, the groom. You recognize that as a very influential and noble family from Coppertown, which Coppertown is a city that is near the Argentus Forest.
And that's the Darlingtons.
That is the Darlingtons. Yep. They are said to be very wealthy, and they own large plots of land around the town, including a bunch of mines as well. Coppertown gets its name from its very in-depth supply of copper mining that happens around the area. So you definitely would know and recognize that family. In addition to that, you also see that that wax seal with the crescent moon and the 3 stars, and recognize that that is the seal of the Isolanthe family, which is Lysandrea's family. However, you would recognize that that is specifically the High Elf royal family line, and the 3 stars in the seal indicate, because it is filled, the stars are filled, indicate that the family is no longer part of the royal succession.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
I should have started with I know Lysandria, right? Like I recognize her name.
Oh yes,
right?
yeah, very much
I was
so.
gonna say, sounds like I know her already,
Yeah.
so I didn't. What do I know about her?
I sent it to you in a thing.
You did?
Yep, yesterday.
Oh.
A whole thing. You and Charlotte actually both know her. So Charlotte,
Okay.
if you remember, you can chime in.
I totally know.
Do you remember, Charlotte, what do you remember about Lysandria?
I believe that her family was upset that she was marrying a human.
That was her mom.
Her mom. Okay.
Yeah. I'll give you a summary
Got
again.
it.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
you got it? No, that's okay.
I did. I don't know what happened. Okay. So yeah, and I'm guessing Aurelia doesn't know, or no, sorry. You're Helena. Helena doesn't know how we know her, so.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can,
Yeah,
but
it's just that Bree's camera dropped, so we swapped.
it's okay.
Oh.
You did all swap around a little bit. Bree, your camera went away.
I was trying to open Telegram so I could reread.
I'm reading
That's
it.
okay. You're good. I think everybody's back. We're back. Everybody's in the right spots.
Okay, mine's lagging, so I got mine. I'm sorry. It was like very late at night that I read this. So.
It's okay.
So yeah, we know Liz because we adventured with her, and she's our friend, and she has a sense of duty, so she decided to go back home and take up her role in her family, and families, so like kind of noble families, and her mother is a high elf who is super noble, and her father, so her mother was disowned from her family, and that's essentially it. So they want.
Carrie is cutting out, but I will
No.
fill in the blanks. But basically, Lysandria, Phoebe, and Charlotte, you guys traveled together in an adventure with her for a few years, a while back. But you, over the course of adventuring together, you learned that her mother was of high elf birth, and her father is a human. And even though he built up a lot of status and wealth from a lot of the work that he did, he was still viewed as sort of inferior in her high elf family nobility perspective. And so when they got married, her mom was disowned, and they have sort of been working to earn back that status and title. And her father has a pretty strong opinion that if they can just reach a certain level of wealth and status, that the high elf nobility court will welcome them back. And so that is part of what drew Lys back into her family duties. Was she sort of felt a little bit obligated to help her family accomplish this. And she loves her family and has always sort of felt that conflict between her family obligation and her sense of adventure. And obviously loved her time adventuring, but decided to ultimately return for her family duty. So that is a little sort of background on Phoebe and Charlotte's connection to her, and then also just her family history in general.
So the Darlingtons that she's marrying, is he full elf then?
The Darlingtons are a human noble family.
Oh, human noble family. Oh, okay. That's interesting. They want to get back in the good graces, and yet she's marrying a human.
Mhm.
Interesting. But we don't. Oh, sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say, after Phoebe told us this info and showed us the wedding invite, I'm like, I'm gonna tell you guys about this seal, about the the royal family, as well as the Darlingtons owning a bunch of copper mines and being filthy rich. So we should definitely go to the wedding. And I'm gonna crash it. You guys can go, and I'll crash.
I think you're our +1. My +2. Now we don't know the Darlingtons.
You guys do not.
Just to
No.
confirm.
No.
Okay.
No. Other than Helena recognizing that family name for its sort of wealth and renown,
Yeah.
you don't recognize the name at all.
Well, I definitely wrong Helena, because if Liz needs help, the more the merrier, you know. So
Sweet. I will take any excuse to crash this.
hopefully Aurelia can join us too.
Do you guys contact her somehow or leave something for her so that she knows where to go or can join you?
Yeah.
Helena.
No, yeah, definitely. We'll either leave if we have a way to communicate with her faster, but if not, we can leave a note with the innkeeper.
Okay. Perfect. Well, then if you leave a note when Sandrine comes back, she brings your mead, your food, your ale, your tea with cream, Charlotte. And as she's placing everything down on your table, so what was the letter about?
It's a wedding invitation.
Wow, a wedding invitation. I haven't been invited to a wedding in ages.
Same here.
There's going to be ballroom dancing.
Oh boy, ballroom dancing. Well, good thing I will not be attending. I'm not much of a dancer, you see. Too many years spent on the docks.
It's its own kind of dance, right?
That very true, Phoebe. Way to make a lady feel valuable. Thank you. Yes, you're right. You know what? I'm just good at dancing on the water. That's all.
Takes a skill. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you ladies enjoy this wedding of yours. We'll definitely miss your face around here for a bit, but I'm sure we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, we will. I'm sure we'll be back.
Well, look forward to it and enjoy the lunch. All right, and then go ahead.
Good as always. Looks like she's still here, so
she heads back, leaving you guys to enjoy the rest of your meal, and discuss your upcoming travel plans that you unexpectedly have. A couple of details to note that you guys would know about everything is that the location for this wedding is about a week-ish travel from here, so it is a decent length of trip, but it is mostly main roads leading most of the way until the very end when you get to the actual falls and have to get to the lodge. You, as based on the date that was on the wedding invitation, you have about 10 days until the wedding, so probably leaving in the next day would be ideal to make sure that you give yourself some leeway and can get there on time. But you do have a little bit of time before you hit the road if you wanted to supply up or do anything before you leave. Is there any specific things you would like to purchase? You obviously are used to adventuring and traveling, so you have sort of typical adventuring supplies already, weapons, rations, things like that, so you don't really have to worry about any of those pieces. But if there was anything really specific that you were looking for or interested in getting before you leave for the wedding. Now's your chance.
We'll need like formal attire. So
You unfortunately don't have really formal things. You can purchase a new outfit if you'd like. There are some clothing
that's what I'm
stores.
saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying we need to go shopping.
I want a
We
pretty
need to go
dress.
to the what is it called? What is it called in like Jane Austen? Come on.
There's like a
The, like,
dressmaker.
The dressmaker.
Yeah.
The dressmaker.
And the haberdashery to get a hat.
Of course. Well, Charlotte apparently has a hat already, but
Outdoor cat. I'll need an evening.
yes.
I think I used the wrong word aneway. I don't know what.
No, I think haberdashery
is that right?
is
Okay.
hat, yeah.
Haberdashery is definitely something.
Yeah.
I was like, I pulled it
It's
out of
definitely
nowhere, and I'm like, it might mean something else, but I'm saying it.
All right, I googled it. It's men's clothing and accessories.
I knew it. I was like, I don't think it's right.
That's very close.
Oh, a milliner is a hat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If anyone wanted to,
Oh no,
wear
that's in the
menswear,
United States. In the United States, it's men's clothing, but in British English, it's for sewing, dressmaking, and knitting.
So there you go.
we're in a fake world, so whatever we say goes.
That is right.
But anyone could wear menswear if they want to.
That is also true.
I'm gonna, as we know, I'm gonna purchase a butterfly gown. So I'm committed to that.
All right, so you guys head to your nearest haberdashery and milliner to get maybe some elegant outfits. There is a wide variety of options. However, they're pretty expensive. So, an elegant, like really elegant dress, for example, is about 15 gold pieces. Most recently, you guys have had a little bit of downtime since your last job that you've taken, so you don't necessarily have a large stockpile of gold at the moment. I don't know if anybody has 15 gold that they can afford to purchase an elegant outfit. You could, if you want to do like a folk dress, which is only 4 gold pieces. A military uniform is 2 gold. If you really wanted to dress in like a fine elvish outfit, it's actually 20 gold. Specifically dressed in like elven clothes.
Oof. How much is like a semi-formal dress?
We're gonna go to Deb.
You're gonna go into debt just for a dress.
So, no. Yeah, I would say we go like semi-formal, and then we can like, craft a little bit, dress it up.
We can zhuzh it up along the way.
I'm wondering, is there any like used dresses, like used formal attire where
Yeah.
someone wears it one time and then
Why don't you,
Thrifting.
if you're trying to like find something really like unique or like find a good steal on something, if it's secondhand or something like that, why don't you go ahead and give me an investigation check? So everybody who's trying to do that can.
Okay.
16.
What'd you get, Helena?
Oh, 16.
And then Charlotte
9?
and Phoebe.
11.
Okay. So
Not a good.
it's okay. It's okay. So, Helena, you managed to find sort of an older style. It's a couple seasons old elven dress for about 8 gold. Do you have 8 gold?
The steal.
I'm gonna try to haggle with the shop.
All right, go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh no. I got a 6.
So as you are trying to persuade, unfortunately, you are not as maybe skilled in haggling and persuasion as you are in finding the best steal of a dress, and so you unfortunately can't get a discount on it from the shopkeep. They are pretty adamant that 8 gold is already a very high discount, and there is no way that they would sell any of their product for anything less, even if it is a few seasons old.
Well, fine, I'll buy it, but you better throw in some string with it.
Some string?
String.
Yes, please.
Okay, sure. She throws in a spool of yarn or a spool of thread for you.
Perfect. All right, I'll buy it for 8.
String, not like ribbon.
Yeah.
String.
String.
And I
Are there any
all right, so Helena, you at least have a dress that is a couple seasons old, but made of finer quality material than your average dress that you three own.
What color is it?
Give me a D10.
A D10. Okay. 2.
It is orange.
Yes.
Oh,
I rolled my orange die to get me an orange.
nice.
It'll go great with my red hair.
Yeah.
For some historical context, orange is Kristen's favorite color. So.
Oh, that's great.
It also just so happens to be Helena's favorite color.
Well, how
Look
convenient.
at that.
Yeah. Are there any other customers in the store right now?
A handful kind of, coming in and out. There isn't a lot of busyness at the moment just because it is a weekday. There's not any big functions or affairs that are coming up, at least here
Yeah, I
in
was wondering
Whiteport.
if I could look for, any like noble looking family or people who look like they often go to, ballroom dances and wear a dress one time.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah, definitely.
buy one for me.
You could definitely find a family like that who's browsing.
Okay.
Or do you want to do something?
Oh yeah. I wanna just like say hello. Your gowns are so gorgeous.
The
Is
family
it
that you
latest season?
Yeah, the family that you approach is a mother shopping with like her 2 younger daughters. There's somebody who's maybe like 16 or so, looks like might be her first like season, and then her younger sister is with them. And the mother is just like, "Oh, well, thank you. Yes, this is Gladys's first season. So we are looking for a specific outfit for her, of course, only in the highest class and best fashion for Gladys."
Oh, of course. And I turn to the mother. I'm sure you only wear the finest new fashion. Would you by chance have any older styles you'd be willing to part with? I'm sure a woman like you could only be seen once in each dress that you wear.
Are you asking for a dress of mine for yourself or for what purpose?
Well, my sister and I were invited to a wedding in, sorry, what's the town name?
Argentus Forest.
With the Darlington family. I'm gonna name drop.
Oh.
I would name drop the royal family, probably.
From our parents. And I was wondering if I could buy one of your older dresses.
Well, interesting. You said the Darlington family, did you? And you sort of see that name recognition flash across her face when you say the Darlington. She goes, "Yes, I think I've heard of them. They are a very well off family." And you said you were invited to the wedding, and you can see her kind of give like a once over you and your sister, who's like, I'm guessing Phoebe is like a little bit further away, and sort of like clearly a little bit confused as to how you obtained an invitation to a Darlington wedding.
And I'm gonna just like butt in with my shoulder and be like, they are close personal friends with Ilisante. The royal
Believable
family.
when you say
Yeah.
it like
Of course
that.
they're being invited to her
And
wedding.
we'd be sure to pass on your good graces to Lord Darlington.
Well, go ahead. At this point, Brie, I'm gonna have you roll a persuasion check for me.
Okay. 16.
Oh, okay. All right, 16. So, she takes a look at Helena when Helena kind of joins the conversation here, does a once over again on you, Charlotte. And she says, perhaps the Father Matthew is always saying that generosity bodes well for good fortune in the future. So perhaps yes, I suppose I could part with an older season dress. However, dear, you know that it is quite the faux pas to wear a dress that is out of season, don't you?
Of course, we have a tailor see what magic she can work to bring it up to date to the
Okay.
fashion.
Yes. Well, let me see what I can drum up. Perhaps where do you reside here in Whiteport? Can you just stop by my house and perhaps I can have something collected for you?
Sure, we'll stop by later this afternoon.
By the way, what I didn't catch your name. What is your name?
Um, do we have a last name, Phoebe?
Oh no, Carrie, you're cutting in and out again.
Oh,
Okay, one
okay.
sec.
I don't want to pick a last name without her input.
That's okay. You can just go ahead. Oh, go
I
ahead.
don't have. I mean, in theory, we have one. Yes. But I don't know that we would want to tell. I mean, that'd be metagaming. Sorry, never mind. I don't know what our last name is as Carrie. So
Can it start with a D?
sure.
Okay. Well, I'm Charlotte, and this is my sister Phoebe. We're dear friends of Lysandria, and we're just passing through. We're originally from, I don't know where we're from.
You guys,
Did
yeah,
you?
yeah.
From east of Whiteport. I'm not sure if you've been that way.
Yeah, sure, of course. And you can tell she's like already bored of what you're
She's not
talking
listening.
about. Yeah. she's moved on. She sees that her daughter is looking at a new dress and she just runs over to her daughter and is like, no, not that color. Yellow looks horrible on you, dear. And then she's like, yes, just come by later. And she shouts off the address to their manor to you, and she gets hurried off with her daughters.
Awesome.
Did she tell us where to go?
Yes, yeah. She
Okay.
yelled back the address
Okay,
of her
sorry.
family manor.
Sweet. Killing it,
Cool.
Charlotte.
So mine did skip a few times. Is that like for me and Charlotte, or should I still be looking for something?
I'm sure she'll provide it for both of
Okay,
us.
great.
And
We're the same
tell her,
size. Yeah.
yeah, and we'll tell her that she and her family generously supplied us, and
Nice.
the
Cool.
Darlingtons will love it.
All right. Well, so then you all are gonna make your way out of the shop. Helena with a dress in tow that she has purchased, and then Phoebe and Charlotte with a, a bargain discount previous season dress from a local noble. Do you? I'm guessing head to sort of where that woman mentioned and try and meet up with
Yeah.
her at some point. Okay. All right. So.
Yeah, we hope you have- and also, I do want to get it tailored a little bit to make it more modern. I don't know however the styles changed in the past few years.
Yeah.
We're
So.
gonna like stalk this lady home right away from this dressmaker.
Yeah, I feel like we'll do that a little later.
Yeah. Yep. A little later that night when she's probably more likely to be back home.
We just like follow them around all day.
Don't
When
forget,
are you gonna be home?
So yeah, you all then are gonna spend a little bit more time maybe doing other preparations you need to do before departing, gathering up any other supplies and rations that you need, and then later that evening you head over to the noblewoman's house, and a servant actually comes out of the servants' quarters with two dresses that are sort of boxed up for you, and says, "You must be Charlotte and Phoebe."
Yes.
Yeah, the mistress said that these were to be given to you, and you can tell she sort of looks like she's got a look of disdain on her face. Like, how come these two people just get her dresses? Like, I would love an old dress,
Just ask. Just ask for one.
I'm sure that would go over so well.
So yeah, we'll take them.
All right.
What do they look like?
They so once you leave, you open them and they are definitely old. You can tell she has given you probably something that was from the back of the closet that they haven't used in years. However, definitely nicer than some of the quality fabrics that you guys would normally have with you for adventuring and just like your normal life. But yeah, definitely could use some work. If you want, you could spend an extra day taking them to maybe a tailor to try and hopefully get something fixed up, but it will probably delay you like a day or so.
Might we run into a tailor at another town on our way to the wedding?
There is one town that you will pass like nearby on the way, but not as large as Whiteport.
Question.
Mhm.
In our and my privileged upbringing, would we have needlework as a skill?
Probably not. You could try. I mean, you at least would have had some experience doing it. But you specifically,
Okay.
Phoebe, didn't necessarily care that much about needlework when you
No,
were
that's
learning
true.
it. So even though
Yeah.
you may have had some lessons in it when you were younger, you did not prioritize that.
Okay. I don't want to mess it up, so I'm not going to do it. But what color are they?
So Phoebe, your dress. Go ahead. We'll do the same thing we did for Helena. Go ahead and roll a d10.
What if we all are in orange? Wouldn't that be
Then
weird?
you all have orange.
I got a 2. So.
You also have an orange dress. Charlotte, how about you?
Gosh.
Oh yeah, D10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled a 9.
Oh, okay. So you have a violet dress.
Oh man.
Ooh.
Purple and orange.
Jealous.
Really good qualities.
Can they be like different shades of orange
Yeah.
at least?
Yeah.
Okay.
None of them are like it would not necessarily be in fashion for it to be like bright, vivid orange anyways.
No, yeah.
So in all honesty,
I like
Phoebe, yours is, kind of like a deeper, darker, almost like red orange, very similar to a monarch butterfly, weirdly, which is
I was gonna say it, and then I was like, I don't want people to think I'm really weird about butterflies. Just the stock image that I chose had butterflies on it.
And then yours, Charlotte, is a violet color. Again, sort of a darker, deeper color, not super vivid and bright. Part of that is also just time and age because they are a little bit older as well.
Rocket.
So you are gonna take an extra day to get them tailored.
Wait, how many days away is it?
It's about a week's travel, and it's about 10 days away, the wedding.
I don't know.
I think we can take an extra day. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't want to show up to this wedding without anything to wear. That's gonna stick
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
like a
that's
sore
true.
thumb. And we want to impress people. What's the point of going and talking to these influential people if they're going to immediately ignore us if we don't?
Yeah. Yeah, my gut instinct was like, well, if she needs help, we should get there sooner, but we also need to blend in. So
I think we should hang
cool.
around.
Let's do it.
And we can
And
gather other bits that would be helpful.
We can tailor all 3 dresses, I
Yes,
would think.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do all 3.
All right.
So head to a tailor tonight and talk to them, and hopefully they'll do it overnight for us.
The tailor's shop is closed for the evening since you didn't receive the dresses from the noblewoman until later in the day, but you can go first thing in the morning.
Okay, all right, sounds good to me.
And we're just for the sake of time, we will just have you guys all go ahead and roll a persuasion check to see how quickly they can get it done for you, and also how expensive it's going to cost.
I got a 22.
Okay, Charlotte?
4.
A 4?
A 4 for persuasion.
Okay. All right, and
She's
Phoebe.
with us.
What'd you get?
Oh, I
Phoebe?
got 17.
Okay. So, Helena, you do a pretty good job of finding somebody who can get it done quickly and for not too expensive. So they only charge you 1 gold to make some adjustments. Plus, because it is such a fine dress to begin with, even though it's a little bit out of date in style, the quality of its like elvish design is pretty easy to tailor quickly. So they say that they can easily get it done for you by the end of the day today. Charlotte, unfortunately, the dress that you were given, this violet dress from the old noblewoman, is a hopeless cause. So the seamstress mentions that there is no way of salvaging this into a modern design, and if so, they would have to basically rip it apart and start from scratch. So you
Classic look. The
Yes.
classic older.
The youngest person in the
Timeless.
party has the oldest looking dress. Got it. And then Phoebe, you do end up also finding somebody who can finish yours quickly, but it just costs a little bit more because they have to make a little bit more adjustments to it, and
Got the dress for free, so
so yes, yours costs 3 gold to modify.
okay.
Well, maybe while we're waiting on our stuff to be tailored, we can go look for something that Charlotte can wear.
Or at least some like jewelry or something.
Right.
You,
and we
I'll
should
say this: you
go
guys have
to-
enough with your own personal belongings and supplies that you could at least make it so that it's not like a major disgrace that Charlotte doesn't have like an in-season dress. Like you can gather enough things from your own supplies that you have something that is nice to wear.
I have a
Okay.
velvet cloak. If it's cold out, it would be nice.
It is right now not super cold. It's late
Oh.
spring, early summer. So
Well,
oh, you cut out, Carrie.
that's okay. It wasn't important.
Everything is important. All right,
I was
so
gonna say, well, Charlotte's the younger sister, so she doesn't need to be, the prettiest.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Helena is straight and to the point. She's gonna tell it like it is.
Yeah, I'm a little like disillusioned anyway with the whole.
Yes.
It's not really your
Yeah.
scene.
Yes.
Right.
All right. Well, you guys have your dresses, you have your supplies, you have your rations. You each also all have a horse that you can travel on, so you don't have to worry about walking by foot. Also, it would take you much longer to walk there. And so I'm guessing you depart, you set off on your journey. You probably wait till the next morning to do that since your dresses are going to take most of the day to be finished tailoring.
Sure, and we can gather whatever else we need.
Yep.
As far as like, food
Yeah.
provisions.
All right. So with that, you set off onto the road and you make your way towards Argentus Falls in Argentus Forest. So like I mentioned, most of this travel is on a main road. So throughout the next few days as you're traveling, you pass a lot of other merchants and caravans, some carriages, individuals that are walking. Some of them are peddling things on the side of the road. Some of them are clearly traveling, with a lot of belongings. Maybe either they are merchants or they are moving, things like that. So quite a lot of traffic on the main road. However, once you get a little bit closer to the Argentus Forest, about 3-4 days later, you do kind of veer off of the main wide merchant path towards a smaller dirt road that doesn't have any major traffic on it. Every once in a while, you'll still pass somebody, but it's about as wide as a carriage is, so it's not super as well traveled, just since it goes through the forest. So as you are traveling one afternoon, you notice a little bit in the distance that it appears that there is a horse standing, sort of seems to be skittish, and you can hear it baying from a little bit further away, and an overturned carriage in the middle of the road. What do you do?
How close are we?
You're it's pretty far down the road. Like you can see the horse and you can hear it crying. And you can see that there's a carriage turned over, but you're still a good few hundred yards away.
Okay. I mean, I would like to like ready like put my hand on like my weapon. I would, I guess, my short bow. And kind of look around. Like, can I see anything else like around like in the forest or anything?
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
12.
12. You don't see anything unusual or sort of out of ordinary in the forest, but you can tell that the carriage that's overturned also has, it's hard to make out the specifics, but has some like boxes and supplies that have clearly spilled over or been like moved and kicked and moved around along the side of the road next to the carriage. But otherwise, you don't see anything else that's amiss.
I mean, it's in our. It's like. I mean, I would say I would go closer.
Okay. You guys all just approach the carriage and
Carefully.
horse carefully. Okay.
Yeah, definitely carefully.
As you get a little bit closer, you can see a little bit more clearly that there is was clearly an attack on this carriage. There's some black arrows and a crude spear that are sticking out of the side of the carriage. And again, you can sort of see that there's pieces of debris and also some clothes and chests that are lying all around the side of the carriage. The horse is still kind of going a little bit crazy right now. It appears to be unharmed, but it is definitely very spooked.
Nope.
Can-
Sorry.
Oh, I would look around like for like footprints to see like whoever was riding in the carriage, like where did they go?
Okay, go ahead and roll a investigation check for me.
Okay. 4.
It is a pretty this path, at least, and the area around it is all shaken up. There's not clear distinct footprints anywhere, just because there was clearly lots of dirt that was disturbed through the process of the carriage getting attacked and ransacked.
Do we see any blood or any other sign of people or other life other than this horse?
You see a little bit of blood on the seat. Otherwise, though, you don't see anything.
Oh, so we can see inside the carriage.
Yeah. It's an open open air carriage, like not covered.
Gotcha. I see now. Okay. Well, I kind of want to look through these trunks here, guys.
Yeah, maybe I'll find a better dress.
All right.
Oh my
So
God, I'm done.
if you're go ahead.
While they look, I'm gonna look around and like keep watch in case there's like a band.
Okay. All right. So Charlotte and Helena, if you guys are gonna rifle through the trunks, can you give me an investigation check?
I rolled one for the blood and I got an 18.
Nice.
Okay. Charlotte, how about you?
Oh my gosh, investigation. 2. I'm just like,
Wait, what is your investigation?
First dice.
it's -1 to roll a 3. 3 minus 1.
No.
I have +5.
All right. So Charlotte, you
My sweet little sister, summer child.
Doing the investigating, sweetheart.
Charlotte, you look around, but you just keep uncovering a bunch of like chests that are completely empty, have already been ransacked, whatever valuables or things are in them. You cannot. But Helena, however, you do come across a chest that appears empty upon first look, but as you are familiar and start tapping around with it, you realize that there is a hidden compartment in this chest, and inside you find a 3-row pearl necklace and a stack of love poems bound by a red velvet ribbon and 5 gold pieces.
Sweet, get a refund for some of my dress, but what are these love poems?
You're gonna open them?
Yeah, we gotta check them out. How do I know they're love poems? Just because they're like
You can
red?
tell just sort of by like the designs and
The
the
heart,
hearts on them and stuff like that. Yes.
a checkbox that says, "Do you like me?" Yes, no, maybe.
Wait, was this in the secret compartment?
It was, yeah.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah,
You want to open the poems?
yeah, of course.
Okay. You unbind them, and inside you see that it is clearly a collection of poems that was written to somebody. There's no specific name on them, but it looks like they were clearly treasured and valuable. You can tell that they've been read over and over and over again because they have a lot of um, uh, like wear and tear on them, and are clearly a valuable possession to somebody.
But they're not like addressed to anyone?
Nope, they're all just
Weird.
It's a collection of poems.
Oh, okay, okay. I get
Mhm.
Are they signed by anyone?
They are
Or
not unsigned.
looking over your shoulders?
So what else was there? Sorry, the gold, the love poems.
And the 3-row pearl necklace.
Oh, right.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
Ooh.
Well, Charlotte, I guess you can wear this with your dress. It'll help it look a little bit better, I guess.
And this necklace is very beautiful. So definitely will upscale whatever outfit you have on for sure.
Okay, so I put it into a
Not
deep
normally this
pocket, so I'll let
generous.
you stash that away.
You're feeling bad about her outfit.
Yeah, I do feel a little bad, but you know, she should have had more money, right?
All right. So Phoebe, you said you were keeping an eye out on things, right?
Yeah, since they clearly were attacked, so
Yeah. So as you're kind of continuously scouting the road, keeping an eye out around while Helena and Charlotte are digging through the debris and supplies, you suddenly hear a rustling come from one of the bushes nearby, and you hear like a grumbling noise, like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Blah. And suddenly out from one of the bushes steps a man who is a human. He has like tousled blondish hair in clearly a very like elaborate getup, and he is brushing himself off. He's kind of covered in stuff, and he stumbles out of the brush nearby and is grumbling to himself, like, I well, just this is ridiculous. And then he looks up and makes eye contact with you and sees you, and instantly his demeanor changes. He smiles this like very charismatic and beautiful smile, and is like, well, I didn't realize there was company. I must introduce myself. My name is Morgan Lavender, and I, as I'm sure you have already concluded, and he kind of gestures around to the carriage, I was traveling, and our my companions and I were attacked by a band of goblins. But I am a bard from the area. I'm sorry, I should have concluded my introduction, but I am a bard with high training from the Royal Guild of Bards and Minstrels. And he takes this deep bow. Morgan Lavender, at your service. Please, would you potentially, dear found new friends, would you desperately, I need your help. Would you please help me find these goblins that attacked us? And specifically, I need my instruments back. I am already late for a wedding that I'm on my way to, and I am supposed to entertain. I am good friends with the groom, and I really need these instruments that the goblins stole. They also took some prisoners with them, and so we, of course, not just about my instruments. That it's definitely not. It's definitely not just about my instruments. The people are also important.
okay. It skipped. Really, really quick question. What's his name?
Morgan Lavender.
Morgan. Name. Okay, and then he's a human.
He is.
And roughly how old?
I would say like in his late 20s.
And handsome.
Yep.
Okay. So it like
Late
skipped.
to a wedding. It can't be the same wedding we're going to because we're totally on time.
Oh, that's a good point.
So
Um,
wait, I'm gonna turn to Morgan and say you were traveling with others and you didn't mention that first.
Yes.
out.
I would like you, Helena, to roll an insight check.
Insight. 14.
You can tell that he is sort of being very sketchy about the other people that he was with, and
Didn't need to roll for that.
and that he definitely seems to care about the fact that his instruments got stolen, but that he might be lying about the prisoner's fact to try and get you to help him.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Do you guys want to ask him any questions about his story of which wedding he's going to and that kind
Yeah,
of thing?
that's what I was. Yeah, what wedding are you going to?
Well, I am going to the wedding of my dear friend Maximilian Darlington, the lord and runner of the Coppertown estate.
Oh, well, as it happens, we're on our way to that same wedding, and but friends of the bride.
I'm gonna elbow Phoebe and be like, "Psh, we don't want to travel with this guy."
True. How do you know the groom?
Oh, well, he and I have gone way back, and I regularly attend their family functions and parties as a featured performing guest.
Oh, what instruments do you play?
Oh, I play many instruments. By the way, I didn't catch your all names. What is your names?
Trying to speak
Well,
with my eyes.
I'm Charlotte, and I play piano. What instruments do you like to play?
I am so impressed, Charlotte. Anytime I can come across another musician, I am just so intrigued. I myself play the flute, and also the lute, and I dabble in piano a little bit, but I'm sure my skills are not nearly to the level that yours are.
And you brought all these instruments which were stolen by the goblins.
That is correct, yes. And what's your name?
I'm Helena.
Oh, well, Helena. Oh goodness, Helena, that is such a proud and beautiful name, Helena. It's clear that you carry yourself with such grace, even just from your name alone.
Well, never say flattery didn't work on Helena.
And my name's Phoebe.
Phoebe, excellent. Well, nice to make all of your acquaintances. I know that it might seem like hopefully I'm not intruding on your plan, but since you are traveling to the wedding, perhaps we could travel together, keep each other safe, make sure no more attacks like this. But first, we should definitely go rescue those prisoners of the people I was traveling with and retrieve
What are their names?
Instruments. Their names are okay, all right, I admitted there are no other prisoners, it's just my instruments, okay? But do you
Then why would we get your instruments back or travel and protect you?
Why would you do this? Well, I am supposed to be entertaining the wedding that we are all attending. Do you really think that your friend would want her wedding to be destroyed by the fact that their main featured performer isn't able to attend with his instruments?
I don't know. I'm feeling like, nothing in this world is free.
I have a follow-up question for you, sir. You had your instruments with you, but I would think that the hosting families, as wealthy as they are, may have instruments.
Oh, no. These are my prized possessions. So these are specific to me, and I'm sure you can understand it'd be no different than you with your short bow there. You wouldn't want to just use any other short bow. You probably have an affinity to your specific weapon that you travel with and use regularly.
Did I mutter a side comment to them without him hearing, or
you can try?
So whoever's closest to me, I'll like, you know, like maybe it'd be good to get to know somebody who's going to the wedding on the inside.
Fine, but he needs to give us something in return.
Go
I'll be
ahead
good
and
And
to
maybe,
I
maybe you can pay him.
go ahead and if you're trying to say that under your breath, Phoebe, just go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
I would love to roll a stealth check. It's a
I'm not
24.
trying to be stealthy with my answer.
It's a 24. Yeah, he doesn't hear you. He's kind of distracted, brushing himself off a little bit, and then doesn't hear this little side conversation.
Wait, but he doesn't hear me like very subtly hint that I want him to give us something for helping him out.
Oh, I'm sorry, I
She's
didn't hear
being
your.
obvious.
Yeah, I
I'm
didn't hear
being
your.
subtle.
Right, yeah.
She's like, yeah, okay.
Fine, but he's better give us something if we help him out.
Well, I'm sure we could talk to Lord Darlington when we get there and make arrangements for something, but obviously, my services are mostly indebted to him, so I don't have a lot of, extra coin that I carry on myself, if you know what I mean. And a lot of that
But surely
coin was
he's-
taken.
surely he's going to be paying you handsomely for playing at his son's wedding.
Surely. Yes, surely. Surely.
I'm very sus.
I will. You know what? How about this, Helena? We perhaps will come across some. I'm sure these goblins, if they have been attacking caravans like mine in the past, have a supply of things that maybe then
True.
you could just take all of that. I won't other than my instruments, I won't claim any of the spoils for myself, just my own supplies that they took. But otherwise, you could probably have at whatever else they have.
I want to whisper to my companions, we don't want to be late for the wedding.
You know, little Charlotte's got a point. Maybe we let this guy fend for
How
himself.
long ago were you attacked, Morgan?
I was just attacked within the last 30 minutes. I tried looking around for about a half an hour myself to try and see if I could find where they went off to, but I saw the trail, it kept going, and I got worried since I was alone that I would be risking too much, and came back to the road.
Morgan, if you wouldn't mind stepping away for a moment, my friends and I would like to confer.
Of course, and he goes to the side and gives you some
Forget
space.
we can do that.
This is
Like, how are we gonna talk about this?
Be really bitchy as long as you sound kind of polite.
I agree. I don't want to be late, but I also feel like the wedding, I don't know. Like they might wait for him. I don't know.
Well,
We could be heroes if we help him.
this guy's definitely lying about several things. I don't know if he's even gonna get paid for like playing at this wedding. But if he does technically know the groom, then
Could be useful.
maybe that could be helpful if we could get him
Yeah.
to vouch for us and like
Or like even get to know him and ask him questions
yeah.
about the groom.
But
Well, for the wedding though, so he could be lying about being invited. Because everyone probably knows that it's the biggest wedding.
Or-
we could ask him for his invitation.
Yeah, you see the
Oh,
invitation.
good idea.
It was stolen.
Also, I'm wondering, like, is he really the person who's traveling, or is he the one who, like, ransacked his carriage and then put on the fancy outfit?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ms. Dungeon Master, can we tell from the weapons that are used on this carriage that are left behind if they are goblin made or
You can pretty obviously tell they are. The black arrows, especially like the black feathered arrows, are pretty distinct to like goblin crafting.
Okay. All right. Well, it's up to you, ladies. We may have to, ride hard for a day or so in order to make up the time, but I'm all right if we want to help him out. But I'm also okay with not.
I'm leaning towards yes, only because again, like if he knows the groom, like we don't know in like what kind of trouble that Liz is in. So he might know more about him as a person that we could get to know. And then also if they just attacked him 30 minutes ago, might not take that long.
Yeah. Do you think we should try to see his wedding invitation just to verify?
Yeah.
Okay.
Feel like
Also, hey, do you think he'll notice if you wear that necklace?
I was about that, but I already stowed it deep in my pocket.
Yeah.
So I'll have
the gold's
buy
gone,
later.
and don't mention the love poems, okay, guys?
I wasn't gonna.
We're keeping these.
The goblins took those. So.
Yeah, they figured out the secret panel, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
For like lyrics for his songs or something.
What?
I wonder if the love poems are lyrics for his songs.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. All right. Well, we'll keep them in mind, but
Yeah.
But the goblins took them,
I
so.
mean,
Yeah.
we could give him back his love poems. don't
I-
care
I forgot to mention that I have a picture of him, so this is what he looks like. If you guys see that.
Oh,
Where?
okay. He is a little dreamy.
Oh man. He's like Fabio.
Mr.
He's not
Lavender.
BB's type.
All right. Hopefully he still has his invitation so we can verify. But if not, I say we can try to help him and then get as much information as
And
possible.
maybe we set a time limit. Like if we're not done helping him by the end of the night, we call it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one of us is the most likely to get a copy of his invitation, like to sweet talk him?
Yeah, and then like as far as the plan, I know that Charlotte, you're probably like I know you're really good at like tracking things, so that and then I'm I want to have a plan when we get there, but I guess we can talk as we go and like find the goblins.
Yeah. I mean, what do we know about this, area's goblins? Like, are they known for anything in particular, or do we know anything specific about the way that their tactics?
Go ahead and roll a history check for me.
All of us or
Sure, or whoever wants to. Helena, what'd you have?
15. I should probably do most of the brain things because
Yeah. I'll just tell you I don't know anything about these goblins.
Okay. All right, so Helena, you would know a little bit about goblins in general, maybe not necessarily this specific area or location, but that they tend to operate in pretty small little packs. So typically goblins are not going to be part of some like large scheming organization or anything. There's probably just like a one-off group that sort of claims this area and regularly attacks anybody who's on this road, since it is a little bit less traveled and therefore probably easier targets.
All right. Well, sounds good to me. And they have arrows. Maybe they'll have a crossbow. I totally forgot to bring my light crossbow, and that would have been smart if I had brought one. If I have
What
proficiency.
weapons do you guys use?
All right, so
What weapons do you use?
what'd you say, Bree?
What weapons do you guys use?
Oh, I just brought my dagger, unfortunately, but I'm proficient in light crossbow, quarterstaff, sling. It'd be nice to have a ranged weapon. I just was a little preoccupied with our tailoring and our dresses.
Yeah.
Priority.
I have a longbow, so I'm gonna want to be able to see them from a distance.
Oh, we can't hear you.
That's because I muted. I have a cough, so
That's okay.
I have a short bow, a rapier, and a dagger.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, so you guys can definitely do some range stuff. Maybe I'll cast a spell. I've got like Ray of Frost and stuff that I can do at a range.
Okay. So
But yeah.
all right. So do you guys wrap up your conversation then? So
Yeah.
it sounds like you have a plan.
Yeah.
So we're gonna turn to him and we say, "All right, we'll help you out."
Oh, well, I am indebted to your graces.
We just don't want to be late for the wedding, so we'll hope to wrap it up quickly.
Yes, of course. I wouldn't want to either. Yes.
But we were wondering if you could. Oh,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Charlotte.
Just for our own personal safety, could you verify who you are by showing us your invitation?
Sure, I think I have it on me still. And he rifles around a little bit, and you see, he actually doesn't pull out an invitation, but he pulls out a letter just directly from Lord Maximilian, letting him know the details of the wedding.
He's
so
a vendor, so they don't usually get the invitation.
right.
Well, this guy's
Seems legit. Let's go.
Wait, can we read this letter?
Yeah.
It's super basic. It just basically says, just the details of the event. It doesn't
Say
have
how much
any.
he's getting paid.
No, it doesn't.
We want 50%.
All right, so you guys, he points you off to like the direction he saw them go, and into the woods, and kind of directs you. Like, clearly, you all seem like you're the skilled
coming?
ones here. Yes, he's gonna come with you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Is
I'm gonna
somebody?
let Charlotte
I was gonna say,
take
is
the
somebody
lead.
leading or tracking specifically?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll lead, but I'm going super sneaky and like trying to like I don't want to be surprised. I want to see them before they can see me.
Right. Okay, so go ahead, and Charlotte, can you give me a well, first of all, everybody, can you give me stealth checks? Because I'm guessing you are trying to be sneaky.
13.
Helena?
16. Charlotte said she had 13.
Yep. And then Phoebe?
21.
Okay. So you all are pretty good at getting, making yourself seem quiet. And actually Morgan does a pretty good job of this as well. He's not trying to start up conversation. He's focused on the task at hand. Although he does look a lot more uncomfortable in this setting than you three are, just because he's clearly not a seasoned adventurer.
He's not a nature boy.
Yeah, no. He has many more skills in high society, and not as many in the woods.
Definitely
But
just totally ran as soon as they attacked.
but Charlotte, if you could please give me a survival check.
All of us or just Charlotte?
No, Charlotte, because she's leading.
Okay.
6.
No.
You need different dice.
Get better dice. No.
It's the computer, the phone. All right, well, unfortunately, Charlotte, you have a hard time finding the tracks, and so even though you start off in this direction, it doesn't appear like there's a clear path that they took. Does anybody else? I was gonna say,
yeah. Do we notice that she's having trouble?
I was gonna say I can't find the path.
She's having an off day.
Does somebody want to help her potentially?
I rolled survival, but I only got an 8, so not much better.
Well, I also would like to help.
Okay.
It's gonna be better than that. Where is it? Oh, it's -1. 10.
No.
10. Okay. Yeah, that's enough that you can.
Double digits.
Yeah.
He's
So
like, why did I ask them to help me?
So Phoebe and Helena, you guys kind of split off a little bit, trying to see if you can like pick out where the path is, and Phoebe, you do manage to find a few broken twigs, and you actually see that there's a little bit of like clothing that has dropped behind. So obviously, like, this is the path that they were in. Kind of pick up that trail. And after you found the path, Charlotte, you have a not a too difficult time just tracing that and continuing to follow it. They were not very sneaky as they were heading back through the woods, so it's pretty easy to find and follow the path that they were on. About 20-25 minutes after like continuing through the woods, you start to hear actually first anything before you see it, because you hear some very like tinny discordant music that is being played, and like laughter, and like pretty bad singing, like very very bad singing.
Does Morgan react to that, hearing his
yes, you can tell he is like
manhandled?
very offended by this, but yeah,
Amazing.
his face is just like horror that somebody else is using his instruments. Like, how dare they? But you do hear this coming from the woods up in front of you. Guessing you continue forward so you can see anything.
Until we can see.
Mhm.
Yeah.
As you get a little bit closer and you do try and like you know, you all rolled yourself. I'm not gonna make you reroll, but you sort of can successfully hide behind things. And as you approach, you actually see that there is a small glade. And in this glade, there are 4 goblins that are sort of very drunkenly stumbling around, playing music. They are clearly enjoying themselves and celebrating in the spoils of what has just occurred. And then you also see that there is a female goblin sitting on like a chair that they've like decorated to make look like a makeshift throne. And she is wearing a very ill-fitting fancy gown, and she is munching on some food and also has what appears to be like a wand with a gem topped.
Ooh.
And she is laughing along with them, and they are clearly just enjoying the merriment, none the wiser that you all are currently observing them from afar.
I just want to dress.
Did you say I just want her dress?
Well, she didn't say anything, but she like was writing and she like perked up when you said a fancy gown.
Yes.
Is it in season?
Is it in her size?
What store?
The priorities are correct here. Were you trying to say something, Bree?
Oh, just like, can we pause and whisper amongst ourselves?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You're
Right.
far enough away still that you could make like very
Party and they're
small
not really
conversation.
listening.
Yeah.
Just to say, like, what do you guys want to do?
So it looks like she's like the queen of the goblins, or like this little
Or
group
they're
of goblins.
fun.
So
How do people feel about goblins? Like I don't really feel, doesn't feel right to go in there.
yeah,
It's
like ethical, like
where are
ethically.
goblins?
Yeah, where
I
are
would
we?
say-
like be friends.
I
or-
would say that in this culture and like society that you're in, goblins are definitely typically very like aggressive, very I mean, you know, even though they obviously are intelligent creatures that can speak and talk, they're sort of a pox on the land, if you will. And so at least historically, you all as an adventuring group have had many fights with different goblin groups trying to sort of make it so that you can have you know, safer traveling lands and things like that.
Yeah, I don't love killing goblins, but I will say maybe we can try to like corner them and make them feel like they have to give us. Can like leave.
How many can we see?
You see 4 goblins and then the goblin queen.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
5 total.
5 total.
Might be.
Do
a
we
little-
have like? Oh, go ahead. Oh, because they outnumber us. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Can we see around? Like, are there any more potential for goblins?
Go ahead and roll
to
a
join
perception check.
them? Ooh. 16.
You look around and you're pretty confident that it is just these 4 along with the queen.
Okay. Does the queen have weapons? Do they all have weapons?
They do have weapons.
Do they have a crossbow? I mean, because like we might be able to convince them to give like 1 or 2 of the instruments back, but definitely not
Yeah.
all.
Yeah,
of
like they can
Morgan's
keep
instruments.
one to play with. Yeah.
Well,
Does Morgan, is he part of this conversation?
Are you including him in this conversation? He's not. Yeah, I would say he's nearby. He's not chiming in at all, but he's there.
yeah, we don't really want to like pretend or we don't really want him to know that we're thinking of bargaining his instruments. He
Yeah.
might be upset about that.
But it'd be kind of funny.
It would
But
be.
yeah. Like, what do you need the most? Because yeah, I mean, that way we could get out of just like murdering a bunch of goblins.
Yeah,
Let
it
them
does feel
keep
a little
one.
racist to be like pox on
Yeah.
the
I know. I don't like the vibe there.
Yeah, neither do I. But we have murdered a bunch of goblins apparently in
In
our
theory,
adventuring.
it sounds like we have.
So why start now? Being
D&D is hard to
ethical?
get past.
Yeah. This is yes, this is adventuring where sometimes there are bad things and you have to fight them.
So we could try that. And then, if they try to kill us, what happens.
Okay, well, I'm still gonna like get Ray of Frost ready.
Yeah, how does that work?
How does what will work? You guys
Ray
could
Ray of Frost.
So Ray of Frost is that I can hit one creature within 60 feet, and it does cold damage, and their speed is reduced.
But it doesn't kill them.
Well, it does 1d8.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
probably not.
No. So yeah, I mean, we could try to kind of surround the glade. Would that be possible based on the geography of it? Like, we kind of split up.
you could at least you could get around most of it. Yes.
Ooh, we could try to intimidate them. Like I could do some hideous laughter or fog cloud.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can you do like hideous laughter and be like, "Give us the instruments," like,
I think so.
or
I don't really
or
remember how
else
it works. Let me look really quick.
because that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, intimidate them with like holding out our weapons and stuff, and being like, "We're really adventurers. Just give us the instruments, and no one gets hurt."
Oh, it's just for one creature. A creature of your choice that you can see within range perceives everything as hilariously funny and falls into fits of laughter. So that doesn't help. But what about
It's funny though.
fog cloud? Yeah. I mean, he's already laughing, so I can make at least one of the other guys laugh. Okay, fog cloud creates a 20-foot radius sphere of fog. So we can put
just run in and grab the instruments.
Yeah,
Yank them.
we can do
Yank
that.
them.
Yeah, that's good.
Do we want to maybe try that? And I mean, I could become invisible also. I mean, we're gonna rest, so I'll get these back, right?
Yes. Yeah, you still have a couple of days of travel still.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, maybe. How long does invisibility last again?
I think an hour.
The creature you catch becomes invisible until the spell ends, up to 1 hour. So maybe I'll cast it on one of them too. They can become invisible and try to run in and grab it, and then cast fog cloud as well.
I'm sneaky.
Does anyone have any other abilities that might help with our shenanigans?
Oh, I am not super used to being a rogue, but I have sneak attack. But that's like with like a weapon, right?
I have a sleight of hand bonus and stealth
I
bonus.
also.
Oh,
I am
I
also
can make
good.
2 people invisible because we're 3rd level. So multiple people can grab some instruments.
Oh, great.
I also have sleight of hand, so it's possible that I could just like grab it.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Charlotte, how stealthy are you?
The bonus is +5, but I've been rolling really poorly tonight. So.
5, that's pretty good.
I'm also +5.
I did also just share with you guys a map of what it looks like. And I posted it on the screen too, so that
they've got like a tent.
Yes, there is. Oh, I forgot to mention that, but yes, there is like a little dilapidated tent too. You can't see anything inside right now, but it is like covered with canvas.
So where are
So
they?
there could be more goblins. Yeah, where are they located? They're around the fire,
They're
right?
around the fire. Yep.
And
But like within a 20-foot sphere,
Yes. 1, 2.
because that's how big my fog will be.
You could hit the 4 goblins, or you could hit the goblin queen and 2 goblins with your 20-foot sphere.
Ooh.
Okay.
Maybe we could have Morgan distract the queen.
Also, just so that I understand what's happening correctly, you guys are planning to cast invisibility on either 1 or 2 people. Do a fog. What's the fog? What's it called?
Fog cloud.
And then run in and grab the instruments
Sleight of hand the instruments.
out of their hands.
Literally, yes.
Okay.
You know, like just grab it. Maybe it wouldn't be sneaky, but it might work. It just might work. Is it possible to do hideous laughter on the queen before you do the fog cloud?
I could also do hideous laughter on the queen, so she will, lay on the ground and have fits of laughter, and she's already laughing, so I feel like that's a good chance of keeping.
Do you think if she does that they will like walk over to her to check on her?
Probably not. She's already laughing, right?
Down.
Oh, it froze. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, if she did, then maybe maybe they're not thinking as much about the instruments. And if they didn't, then it's the same plan as we had before.
Yeah, we can still like do the fog cloud and try to like sneak into the fog cloud, grab the instruments and sneak out.
And like, I'll have my like dagger just in case something goes awry.
So how about we let the sisters be the 2 invisible ones?
Yeah.
I'll hang back here with Mr. Lavender, and I will, be on the lookout to see if I need to help out at all. But yeah, we can split the party this like 30 feet.
So and just to confirm, how many instruments are
There are three instruments.
Does Mr. Lavender want to try to come in and grab one or no? Probably not.
He is happy to let you be the ones to do that.
Okay, so then my question for you, Morgan, is what are your top 2 priority instruments?
You're making me that's like choosing between children.
I know.
How dare you do that, Phoebe?
It's not. So
Well, you've got 4 hands between the 2 of you. Come on.
yes, I just mean like if something goes awry, we might not be able to get all of them.
I mean, I suppose the lute and the flute are higher priority, but I would love to receive all of my possessions back.
And then what's the third one? Does it matter?
Yeah, I have a
flute.
Yeah, it's like a small. It's not like a full piano, but it's like a small little like handheld.
Like the little.
Yes, like a.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are those?
I don't know. I don't know what they're called, but yes.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Make sure to like hesitate before you get in there because maybe they'll be confused with the fog and maybe go try to help the queen one.
It would obviously, better if they put them on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the fog lasts for like an hour, I think.
Oh. And
What are the effects of that?
it lasts for up to 1 hour. It says you create a 20-foot sphere of fog centered on a point within range. The range is 120 feet. The sphere spreads around corners and its area is heavily obscured. It lasts for the duration up to 1 hour or concentration, or until a wind of moderate or greater speed, 10 miles an hour, disperses it. And when I'm 2nd level or higher, which I am. Oh wait, no, but this is level 1 fog cloud. Never mind. It was using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, the radius would increase, but it's not.
What happens if we run into it? We don't see either, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you like know where you're going.
Where we're going.
So just to clarify, heavily obscured means that anybody who's within it suffers the equivalent of the blinding condition, which means that you have disadvantage on any attack rolls, and also any attacks against you have advantage.
Wait,
so
they're in the cloud though.
Yeah.
Can we focus the fog cloud on just the queen, and
That's
so
what I
then
was
they'll
just gonna say.
work something out together?
And then they could go in and help her, and they'd probably put their instruments down. That would maybe be safer than us running into the fog cloud. Just a
Fine.
thought.
So wait, she doesn't have any instruments, right?
No.
The instruments, the 3 instruments are held by the 4 goblins that are
Right.
not her. Okay,
Correct.
yeah.
And if
so
she's like their queen, then it stands to reason that they would be like, "Oh, let us help you, queen," not keep playing music.
do we want to give her some hideous laughter also, just to like?
Why not? Yeah.
Okay, hideous laughter, and then the fog rolls in, and the suspense builds, and hopefully they'll like freak out and like try to.
Or
go.
would they think like, okay, so with hideous laughter, I imagine you would have given it to somebody before. Like, would they potentially be confused and think that she thinks it's funny? Or would it be scary? Like she's scared, like screaming, laughing.
I don't know. It just says that they perceive everything as hilariously funny and falls into fits of laughter. They must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or fall prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand up for the duration.
Maybe we
Intelligence
don't.
4 or less isn't affected, so they might not be affected.
To make stereotypes about goblins.
Yeah.
Maybe
Talk
we
about
don't.
racism.
I just like we want them to be like freaked out and want to help her, right?
Yeah.
In theory. Or would they, do you think they would look around and be like, who's doing that? I don't know. What if, okay. Maybe it is smarter to make one of the ones laugh and then also the fog on the queen. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. On brand for
Charlotte?
Phoebe.
We've been talking for a while. Are they still playing music?
They are very much still drunkenly celebrating
And they're drunk
in
too.
Merrimet.
That helps.
Yeah, I think we can definitely steal
I think this will work.
some stuff from them. Yeah, I mean, Charlotte, are you all right with running in? We'll do fog and laughter on the queen. Laughter first, then fog.
Yeah, we will watch what happens and then choose to run or not.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So,
And then should we have a plan B?
plan B is
Go
run
in
back
and
away.
okay.
and run away.
Okay. Sounds good.
But yeah, I guess we can cast hideous laughter, wait to see what happens for a couple seconds, and then try the fog cloud. I mean, they're both separate actions, so they're gonna have a turn to respond to the hideous laughter
And
anyways.
we're willing to kill goblins over this guy's instruments.
If they try to kill me, maybe, but probably not.
Oh wait, do I want to make you guys both invisible before we do this?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So is everyone ready?
As ready as I'm gonna be.
All right.
Oh, can we decide who's going to which side? Like, does it?
Oh, you cut out, Carrie, but I think yeah, they're
Like, I'll go left and whatever. Oh no.
I think you said like you're trying to decide which side you could go on. Yeah, so if you each want to just pick a side and then, you can target the 2 instruments or 1 instrument on either side.
I can target the 2 and you could do 1. Okay.
I think that would be wise.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna rub my hands together and touch the sisters, and they both immediately turn invisible from the top down.
Turn my video off, but I know it will mess.
And just so that I know, I confirm that it's happening. You can cast that on multiple targets.
Yeah, because I'm 3rd level.
Okay, you're using it at. Are you sure it's not just casting it at a 3rd level? Lets you do that.
Oh shit, you're right. When you cast the spell using a spell slot of
Right.
level or higher.
Yeah, sorry. Just one person can be invisible.
All right, just one. All right, we're gonna give it to Phoebe because she's the older sister, and
I don't know. Charlotte might need it more.
That's true, actually. Yeah, maybe we should give it to Charlotte.
Well, I can hang back with. I'll hang back with the longbow. I'll be ready
Oh, that's true.
to cover
Okay.
you.
All right. So I'll touch Phoebe then, and she can become invisible. Anything she's carrying as well, and it lasts
Up to an hour.
until you attack or cast a spell.
Okay.
Or
And
for an
also
hour.
just to confirm, just because this is the first like combat-y things that we're doing, make sure, Helena, too, that there's different spells have concentration and you can only have one at a time with concentration. So
right.
like invisibility probably is a concentration spell, I think.
It is. I think they're all concentration.
The
I think
fog
is more
might not
important.
be. Yeah, I don't think the fog will be concentration.
Nope, they all are.
Oh. You cannot do all of those at once.
Dang it.
Let's just do the fog, and then we can just be
Yeah.
sneaky.
I'm really sneaky. I'm not worried.
All right. We'll
All
do
right.
some fogging then.
We will
So the laughter is too?
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
okay.
All of them
Dang it.
are concentration. For some reason I thought I could concentrate.
But she's
on
really
something.
smart.
She can
concentrate
concentrate
some
on
things
so
at
many
once.
things at once.
Come on.
Yeah,
Women are great at multitasking.
All right. So with that, Helena, you cast. Yes.
Oh, the fog cloud.
Okay. So you're gonna
Center
cast
on
Fog Cloud
the
and
queen.
center it on the Goblin Queen.
Yes.
Okay. So you all watch as Helena mutters the incantation of Fog Cloud under her breath, still trying to sort of be subtle and silent from where you guys stand off a little bit in the woods from this clearing. And you see as suddenly, like out of the air, this mist starts to appear and just consume the area. And as soon as the fog appears, you see the Goblin Queen, who is sort of like clearly in lounge relaxation, merriment, celebration mode, immediately like stand up on top of the chair. And as the cloud evaporates over, or not evaporates, but starts to gather over top her, she yells out some things in Goblin. And
Do any of us understand Goblin?
do any of you speak Goblin?
Oh, probably not. Where is it?
I speak orc.
No, I don't. Just wondering.
So she yells out a couple of things in Goblin, and you see the other creatures immediately, like, again, they're pretty drunk, so they're not fully at their wits, but they start to look around, and they do drop the instruments and they pull out their weapons. They all are carrying scimitars. You see two of them actually pull out scimitars and two pull out short bows, and they start looking around. They're sort of, one of them is like tripping over himself as he tries to draw the short bow back. You can tell he's struggling a little bit to pull the weight of the string back because he is had too much enjoyment for this afternoon.
I want to.
Oh, go ahead.
I want to like shoot an arrow into their camp, like into a tent, to make the tent flaps rustle, so that maybe they would walk that way.
Okay. Yep, you can do that. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay. The bonus one first. Yeah, 15.
15. Okay, yep, that easily has enough aim that it can hit the tent area. And when you do that, your arrow hits the canvas of the tent, sort of the flap, just moves to the side a little bit. And unfortunately, the goblins don't see this because there is a giant fog of cloud between where the goblins are and the tent, who's right behind. The tent itself is actually mostly encompassed in this fog cloud that was cast.
That's a good idea, though.
It was a grand idea.
But it doesn't like, they don't hear it to look at it. They can hear things.
There's a lot of yelling happening from the Goblin Queen still, so not enough to know what that is.
Dropped the instruments and they pull their weapons. Are they like facing us or facing the other way?
They're facing all directions. They're kind of looking around everywhere.
I'm just gonna run in. But
okay. All right.
Like,
well, I'm gonna have you all roll initiative since you are running in, just to make sure that we stay.
I wasn't like done. I was gonna say, like, if it, like, wait for my moment of them, like, looking the other way.
Looking the other way. It's okay. I'm still gonna have you roll initiative. We'll pick up with you doing that though at the top of initiative. And actually, we're gonna use this as a breaking point for just a couple, like 5-10 minute break, so that everybody and use the restroom if they need to, or if you want to grab something to drink, you can, and then that way we can kind of pick back up. I know it's anticlimactic to like pause in the middle of this, but I'm paying attention to the time, and I don't want to keep you the whole time. So let's have you roll initiative though before we go to break. So go ahead, and I'll just start from left to right. So Phoebe, what's your initiative? 9. Okay. And then Charlotte?
8.
8.
You
And
guys are
Helen.
rolling bad today. I got 16.
16. Okay. And what we'll essentially do is this is like the first round still of things that are occurring. So Phoebe, you'll get to still do what you were going to do, and then we'll pick up from initiative after that. So I am going to pause the live video and go back to our stream break scene. If anybody is in chat, feel free to it looks like we have a handful of people who are watching. If you want to comment in the chat, let us know what you think. Are you worried about the goblins, or what do you think about Morgan? How do you feel about all of our characters and their adventures so far? But for the moment, we are gonna take a pause, and we will be back in about, let's say, let's just do 9:30. That's like 7 minutes, so gives everybody enough time to do whatever they need to do during the break. All right, we'll see you all at 9:30, and we'll see you then. Oh, I myself was muted, but yes, we are back. We were trying to fix some audio issues of one of the other players, but I think we got it fixed. So hopefully everybody is good to go. No more cutting out. Fingers crossed. But you know what? Who knows? It may happen still, and that is a-okay. All right, so just to recap real quick, I know it's only been 10 minutes, but we saw our group adventuring on the road, coming across an overturned carriage that was clearly attacked and ransacked, and came across and met Morgan Lavender, the bard, who is planning to entertain at the same wedding that they themselves are traveling to. And he has unfortunately lost all of his possessions and his most valuable possessions, which are his instruments, to this group of goblins that attacked the carriage. And so right now you are all standing in a covered area of the forest outside of the glade, where they are all currently celebrating in merriment and excitement, very clearly drunkenly celebrating. There's 4 goblins and then also a goblin queen. And last we left, Helena had cast the fog cloud over the goblin queen, and she began shouting things in goblin to the other of her goblins around. And then Charlotte tried to distract them a little bit by making noise at the tent. Unfortunately, they didn't notice it because of the fog cloud covering their vision and also the other chaos that is happening. But the 4 goblins have dropped the instruments on the ground, drawn their weapons, 2 scimitars and 2 with short bows, and are currently sort of scouting around, trying to figure out what's happening, albeit a little bit ungracefully because of their current stupor. And we ended with Phoebe deciding to run in and try and attempt what she's going to attempt to do, and rolling initiative.
Let me clarify. I was like, I'm going to go in. But
I think you said, I'm going in.
I said I'm going to run in, but what I want to do is like, like I want to go in when there's a window. Like I could be sneaky and grab an instrument.
Yeah. But you're running in. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and have you roll a stealth check to try and find a path to go in there.
It's not good.
What did you
7.
get? A 7. Okay. Yeah,
It is a cave,
unfortunately,
so.
that is not enough to bypass all of the goblins' views. There, two of them are still distracted and looking the other direction. So, the two that are a little bit further away from where you guys are, but the two that are closest to you, as you sort of run in to try and snag one of the instruments, they do notice you. Now,
Yeah.
That being said, you can still continue to do whatever action you were planning to do. So, are you going to try and grab the instrument, or what are you trying to do?
I mean, they see me, so like, yes. But I'll also like, if I didn't already have it out, like hold my dagger in my other hand.
Okay. So are you just, is your goal to kind of run in, grab the instrument and run out, or what are you, you've got your full action. So I mean, you've taken your
Yeah.
movement by running in, but
That's a good question. You know, I was like, no time like the present. This was our plan, was to create chaos. I'm thinking now.
okay.
Oh, my cat is here.
Okay, my dog is behind me, so pet time.
Yeah. I mean, one of them, they have bows.
What, two of them have bows and two have scimitars.
Are the ones that see me have?
One that sees you has a bow and the other that sees you has a scimitar.
And scimitar is like a big
It's like
thing with a hook on it, right?
No, it's like a sword.
Okay. What am I? Oh, I'm thinking of like a whatever the Grim Reaper has.
A scythe. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna. This was the plan. They're drunk. Yeah. I'm gonna try to grab it and like get the hell out of there.
Okay. So you
Can I grab two? Are there two close by? Like the flute is pretty small.
Yeah, they're the two instruments that these two goblins dropped are close enough. You could probably grab both of them. Yep.
And I know my late. Well, at least Charlotte will have my back. So yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So you are gonna run in, grab those two. You successfully make it in. You snag up the lute and the flute, which are right near each other.
Yep.
And the two goblins that are right nearby that had just dropped those instruments do notice you, especially considering you're like right next to them. And they are gonna kind of point their focus on you and clearly look like they are probably about to attack you. However,
you know, I like to have a plan, but this was the plan, so fine.
However, with that, we are actually gonna go to the top of the initiative order since you guys all sort of had your like pre-actions there. So Helena, you are first.
Okay, I'm going to. Is Phoebe on like closer to us on this side, or is she like in the middle of all
Yes,
this?
yeah. Phoebe is essentially here. I'm gonna actually move her on this screen so you can see where she went. But yes, she is sort of between those two goblins.
All right, so at the one that's closer to me, I'm going to do my Ray of Frost cantrip at him.
Okay, all right.
Does she have to keep concentration on the?
No, I don't.
I don't think that's a concentration spell. So
oh,
no,
okay, cool.
I picked that one.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 17
to hit.
Yeah.
Yes, that hits.
I rolled a 1 on my 1d8.
Okay, so you go ahead and your Ray of Frost shoots out from your hands, and you hear the goblin who is at the moment presently focused on Phoebe, who's right next to him picking up the instrument. He kind of yelps out in pain, and you can see his like already confused state of why is this woman running in here? Why is there a fog cloud? And then he turns around and sees that he was shot at by you, and doing that kind of makes you a little bit more like him aware of your presence there. But he does take 1 point of frost damage from you, of cold damage. So
can I use bonus action to yell at Phoebe?
Yeah.
All right, I'll be like, get back here, come on. Get out of there.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn? Do you want to move at all?
Am I in position to where I could potentially throw something after Phoebe comes back closer to us?
How far of a distance can you throw?
60 feet.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, all right, then I'll stay where I am.
Okay. All right. So then that is the end of your turn, Helena. Morgan is actually up next. And Morgan sees his third instrument lying on the ground.
Shit.
And he is not willing to go without potentially getting that instrument. So he is actually going to dash in himself. It's a little bit further away because it's on the other side of the fire. So he actually uses his entire action and movement to run all the way over here to the other side of the campfire. And you see him pick up the third instrument on the ground, and he is like, clearly like, I've just got to get this. I can't not. And that is the end of his turn.
Well, there's that plan.
Next up is Phoebe. Oh, Phoebe, did you hear me? You're next.
Sorry, no, it skipped.
That's okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like skipping more for me now, but that's okay. So I'm still running away.
You can do whatever you want to do.
I just don't know where I ended last time. Like I
You
was
are
gonna try
you
to
are
get them
between.
and run away.
Yeah, you had enough movement to run in, pick up the instruments, see them look at you, and you're standing between them right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back out.
Okay. Are you going to try and like disengage so that you don't get attacked because they are within attack of you?
Yeah. I would like to disengage.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
I would like to do that thing. I believe actually as a rogue that you can actually do that as a bonus action.
Oh.
I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty positive. So you should be able to disengage and run, and you could do another action if you wanted.
I want to like hurt them unless we have to. So
Okay, so you are going to take the instruments that you picked up last round, disengage so that you don't provoke an opportunity attack, and run back. Are you running back towards the group, essentially, like on your way out, essentially? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
where's Morgan? Is he okay?
Morgan
No,
is.
Morgan's farther out.
He is.
Oh. Well then, like I should probably assess the situation of like, should I like? I mean, I can't really grab him if I have 2 instruments and a knife, right?
You could. I could say you could stash the instruments like on your back or.
Okay.
Like yeah.
Then, yeah. I mean, if he looks like, oh my god, sorry, my cat just put his foot through the like cord hole. Dude, get out of here. If he seems like he needs help, then I'll go to him.
Right now, he just picked up the instrument. He hasn't technically gotten attacked
Okay,
yet, but
then-
all of them do look like they are about to attack.
All of what? Sorry,
all of the
are ready
goblins.
to attack.
Yes.
Okay. Well then. Okay. Tough call.
We're not gonna let this guy get beaten to death in front of us. We should probably.
Yeah. No. I'll go. I'll like. You know, like I'd like to disengage from these ones, but like if like I'd like to be able to help him if he needs it.
Okay. So maybe just not moving as far back. So maybe like over here or something like that.
I forgot that we had it over there. Yeah.
Okay.
Here now, right? So like just like logistically, like do any of them not notice us yet? Or
no, the Goblin
the
Queen is
maybe?
currently in the middle of the fog cloud, so she's blinded and can't do anything. But the other 4 goblins.
Okay, I'll
definitely
just
out.
say like.
What did you say?
I say like Morgan, get over.
Okay.
Did it skip again?
It did. Yes,
Yeah.
It has been.
It wasn't that interesting. I just said like Morgan, get back over here.
Okay. Okay, so then you disengage from them, yell that at Morgan, and sort of hang out close enough that you could jump in and help if necessary. Charlotte, what would you do? Or what do you do?
So Phoebe has 2 instruments and Morgan's going for number 3.
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna
Did he
circle
get it
around.
yet?
Did what happen?
Did
Sorry,
Morgan get it? Yeah?
did he pick up the
He
piano
picked up his
thing?
instrument. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so sorry. Go ahead, Charlotte. What are you doing?
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of follow Phoebe, circle around kind of behind that blue tent so I can be a little bit closer to Morgan.
Okay. These.
And I'm just gonna shout.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to maintain my cover, like, so they can't shoot towards me. You know, like
Yes,
a
yeah.
tent or 2.
I would say you could. I would say you could stay a little bit further back and maintain cover. That's not a tent. These are actually like bedrolls. So this is like where they're sleeping. I don't know if you can kind
Okay,
of tell. Yeah. Say that again.
Are these trees or bushes?
Yeah, so there's like rocks that you could hide behind right where I put you. So you could find cover behind one of those rocks if you want to try and hide as your action.
Okay, and still be with I want to be within sight of Morgan.
Yeah.
Or okay.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna shout Morgan, get over here.
Okay, and then you're gonna try and hide behind that afterwards, so that you're on.
Yeah, just get closer to him so I can be there to help just in case.
Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
Okay. Sorry. 18.
18. Okay, yep. You successfully kind of run across the glade a little bit, yell at Morgan to come over to where you are, and duck behind a boulder that is near the campsite, and are for all intents and purposes out of sight from everybody else. That's the end of your turn. Okay, great. Moving on. Next up, is the goblins' turn. So they are all the 2 that are by Morgan are very clearly paying attention to him since he is right next to them, and they are going to both attack him. And the other 2 are going to attack you, Phoebe, since you were just right next to them. So they are going to try and get you. The one here who's attacking with his scimitar moves forward a little bit to try and hit you. And the other one is going to attack with his short bow. So let me roll those attacks. These are scimitars. All right. Well, lucky for you all, they are very drunk. And as they are trying to attack, the one that's closest to you, Phoebe, runs up and takes a swing at you. And unfortunately, his scimitar just goes completely past you. Like he has no sense of depth at all as he's attacking.
It was a calculated risk that I took.
Yeah. And then the one with the bow who is shooting at you attempts to draw his weapon back, and he can't even successfully draw it back. It snaps and hits him in the face, and he just yells at it, and you can see him cursing at the bow in front of him. The other 2 near Morgan also try and again swing at him with a scimitar, and the other one shooting him with a bow. Morgan, surprisingly, you can see him kind of duck out of the way of the scimitar attack of one, so he a little bit agile, and the other he shoots and it goes right over Morgan's head, completely missing him. So all 4 attacks completely missed. And after that, you hear the Goblin Queen yelling from inside, and out of the actually, you know what? I think I could add the fog here. I will do that. Hold on. So this fog cloud you said is 20 foot, right?
Yeah, 20 feet in diameter.
Yep. Okay. So it is here. I don't know if you guys can see that. But the Goblin Queen, she sort of stumbles out of this fog cloud, and she manages to make it into a place where she can see. And she sees Morgan there, and she also sees you, Phoebe. both of you clearly, like have interrupted the merriment that is occurring on her in her hideout here. And so she yells in common at both of you, well, what you doing interrupting our party? And she says, a pox on you. And she points this wand that she has in her hand at you, Phoebe. And out of it comes this blast of arcane energy. And I am going to need you to roll a constitution saving throw.
Ooh. That's just a D20?
Yep, D20, and then your saving throw statistics are right next to, like, above your skills.
Oh, I see. Constitution. Okay. 15.
15. Okay, so thankfully, you feel this arcane energy hit you, and you successfully sort of ward off the pox. You actually start to feel your skin like boil a little bit. You can sort of feel there's like some heat, almost like that feeling you get when you get like a burn, but like before it happens. So it's like starting to get hot, but then nothing happens, and you manage to fight off the pox that she attempted to cast on you. But she is clearly very unhappy at you guys.
She's not here to mess around.
She is not here to mess around.
No.
What'd you say?
We interrupted that. I said she wants to mess around, and we have interrupted that.
That is accurate, yes. All right, that is the end of the initiative order. We are back to the top with you, Helena.
Can I do a bonus action to figure out what kind of creatures that goblins are afraid of?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and roll a nature check for me.
Nature check. Well, I rolled a 19. Let's see, what's nature? Plus 3. 22.
Yeah, I would say that goblins are definitely afraid of, they're pretty small creatures, so they are afraid of large beasts. Basically anything that could just like mow them down, especially because they do often live in the wild. So either like a giant bear or even, a really large wolf, things like that are pretty frightening to them. They're not necessarily adept at fighting those types of creatures.
Okay. I would like to cast Minor Illusion 30 feet north of me inside the fog cloud for this ginormous, as loud as possible. I can make a sound or an image within a range of 30 feet. A ginormous bear growl, like snarl, roar, whatever, as loud and as scary as possible inside the fog.
Okay. Can you do both of those things? You can have the fog. It's not concentration, right?
I can, but I need to use a little bit of fleece, which I hopefully
yes, yeah. Any ingredients you or spell components you have with you. Okay, so so I'm clear, is this just the sound, or it's like the actual image of it too?
I can't make an image any bigger than 5 foot cubes.
Okay,
so
you're making a sound that makes it look larger than 5 feet. Okay.
Minor illusion. Okay, we're not at like.
Okay, I'm gonna have you roll an intimidation check as part of that.
Okay, 15.
All right, and then let me 15. Okay, so when you when you cast this minor illusion, you all hear, obviously it's not just the goblins who hear this, but so you all hear this massive roar. It just sounds like a hulking beast that must be hiding within this fog cloud, and you can see that it successfully spooks all of these goblins who are here. They are very clearly, like, everybody's attention turns towards that. The goblin queen,
I'm scared.
the goblin queen who's just on the edge.
The fog is magic.
Oh yeah, true. Okay.
The goblin
she has too. So.
Yes, yeah. The goblin queen who's just on the edge of the fog, like, whips around, like, clearly startled, and you can see that they are all very frightened by that. So,
that's amazing.
Yes, yeah, great use.
Did they all turn towards it?
Yes, they did, definitely.
Okay.
Is there anything else
we all just run?
Is there anything else you want to do on your turn, Helena?
Can I also ready my bottle of oil of slipperiness to potentially throw it?
Sure. What's the like prompt that would cause that to go?
It's just considered grease when you throw it.
Right. So if you can ready it, but then like what's the trigger? So like,
If everyone is closer to us than the goblins are, then I want to throw it at the goblins so
Okay.
that they're greasy and they have trouble pursuing us.
got it. Okay, perfect. So then you have readied that action.
Greasy goblins.
Greasy goblins.
Ugh.
With that, is there anything else you want to do? You want to move or anything else?
Nope, I'm happy where I am.
Okay. Then Morgan is up next. He is going to take the instrument that he picked up, and he is going to try and flee towards you, Charlotte, since that is the person who last yelled at him. And he is going to provoke an opportunity attack on that one goblin with the scimitar next to him. Let me see here.
Oh, it destroys his instrument.
You hope it destroys. Unfortunately,
this asshole ran into the goblins.
Unfortunately for him, despite the fact that this goblin is pretty drunk, he does manage to find purchase with his scimitar on Morgan as he is fleeing from the back. And he kind of
not scared of the bear.
He cries out in pain. He did roll with disadvantage, and still got it.
Okay.
But yes, he's scared of the bear, but also standing directly next to Morgan.
And he's super drunk, so he's like, "What's even going on?
What is happening? You guys have like created the trippiest experience. They are all gonna like wake up and be like, "What happened?
What was real?"
But yes, he does.
Covered in oil.
He does manage to hit Morgan. Ooh, pretty tough hit too, actually, for 7 points of damage. So
I'm not carrying this guy.
Morgan is definitely crying out. There's blood coming from his side where the scimitar swiped him, and he is.
None of us are healers, so.
Does anyone know first aid?
I don't even know that we know that.
Yeah, we don't have a healer.
But he does manage to make it pretty far. He can't make it all the way behind the rock where you are, Charlotte, but he can make it pretty close to where you guys are. And that is the end of his turn. Oh, you know what? He can, because he's not attacking. So you know what? Actually, he can make it all the way to this rock. He's just gonna use his full move again to just run. Phoebe, you are up next.
Also gonna run back the way that we came.
Are you gonna disengage again as your?
Yeah.
Okay. So you disengage from this guy, and you run back towards when you came. This direction here. Okay. And is that it for your turn? Anything else you want to do?
Yeah, I think I'm good. I mean, like, can I be like ready? Can I like ready myself for if they come after me?
Yeah, you could like ready an attack if somebody attacks you, then you could attack. Yeah. Okay, sure.
Or provide covering fire or whatever.
Yeah.
Next up is Charlotte.
So Morgan is right next to me.
Mm-hmm.
Can I like help move him?
You cannot. It's sort of happening, like all of it's happening simultaneously. So he moved his total amount.
Yeah.
You want to pick him up?
Yeah.
You can try. Yeah.
What race are you again?
She's a human. He's a human.
Oh damn. Okay, never mind.
Can I grab his little piano thingy?
You want to grab his instrument?
No. I guess. Yeah.
I think he'd attack you at that point.
Yeah, grab it. Come here.
Yeah, I'm
like bait.
So he doesn't have to carry it because he's wounded now.
Okay, so you're gonna take the instrument from him. Are you gonna say anything or just grab it out of his hand?
I'm gonna grab it and say, "Follow me, come on."
Okay,
Like the carrot.
he will willingly go with you and follow you. Where are you headed? Back towards the group?
Yeah, back towards the group, just trying to run away as fast as we can.
Yep.
Hopefully the goblins will be confused and not pursue us. But...
Yep. You could make it pretty far back as well, so yes. And then next up we have the goblins. Are you guys, just so I'm clear on sort of like what this looks like for them, are you guys clearly ducking out, like you got the instruments and you're leaving, you're not trying to get anything else?
Yes, I think
Yeah.
so.
I'm
I
sure
think so.
that it'd be cool to have that magic wand, but like we don't have a lot of time here. So
Okay. All right. So you all, as you guys look like you're like running away with just the instruments, and these goblins are very disoriented and drunk, they are clearly like not gonna run after you. They are just like trying to decide. They sort of take a moment of confusion to stand there, and like they hear this roaring fog cloud that appeared, and they see you guys, and there's like a bunch of you, plus yeah, they're very confused, so they're basically gonna not act for a round. The yes, so that is one round that you sort of bought yourself essentially from all the chaos that you have caused.
That roaring lasts for a full minute.
solid
So
plan. It worked.
Yeah.
we can keep running.
Next, yeah, so at this point, is your plan to just keep running? We're back at the top. So is that what everybody plans to do, or does anybody have a different thing that they want to do?
That's kind of what I'm assuming everyone's gonna do, but if people act a different way, then I will react a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just keep running and try to get to safety.
Okay.
Pull Morgan Lavender along.
Yeah, and you don't have to do that much convincing. Obviously, he just got attacked, and you've successfully gotten his 3 instruments, so that's what he cared most about. You as you guys continue to run, you do hear the goblins. You know, once you get out of range, your spell goes away, obviously, Helena, and so they're sort of like, you can hear them yelling and kind of shouting their frustration and anger at things, but it doesn't appear that you guys are being pursued by them.
Awesome. Go team.
And so you have successfully retrieved the 3 instruments for Morgan and have made it mostly unscathed. Minor injury to Morgan himself.
We're unscathed.
But you guys are unscathed. Yeah, thankfully.
And I didn't even have to lose my oil of slipperiness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thankfully, you know, Phoebe walked away without getting pox. That's not great. So
That was a close call. Especially going to a wedding. Like, that'd be a shame.
Yes.
Yeah, that would have been rough.
So, yeah, so you all successfully make it back to the main road after running for a little bit, and then you kind of slow down after you realize you're not being pursued to just like a brisk walk as you make it back to the main road area. And Morgan's wound, although definitely, you know, unpleasant, doesn't seem to be like a fatal wound or anything like that, and he manages to sort of, you know, put enough pressure on it and tie it up enough that it seems like he will survive with a few days rest.
Rub some dirt in it, buddy.
And as you get back, and like everybody is catching their breath a little bit, you're on the road. He turns to you. Thank you so much. I know that was well, I just don't know how to repay you. I know that I originally said that perhaps I could just repay you with some of the supplies, but we didn't really gather anything else, so I'm sure we can work out something down the line. I am greatly indebted to you all. Thank you so much.
Glad it worked out.
Shouldn't have run in there.
Well, yeah, clearly. I learned my lesson.
If you wanted it that bad, I would have grabbed it with my magic hand. Maybe be a little bit bit smarter next time. All right.
Well, it is clear that you ladies have much more adventuring experience than I do, and I am merely a humble bard.
I want to make sure he's not gonna pull any of this nonsense next time.
With this, I'm going to introduce a mechanic to you all that is not in D&D or part of like normal D&D play, but is part of specifically this an unexpected wedding invitation adventure. So this adventure has something called admiration points, and you can either earn or lose admiration points based on the choices that you make and the different NPCs that you interact with. And then that will have specific consequences down the line depending on what happens and what is determined. And so for doing this for Morgan and for his gratitude in not only you helping him but also successfully getting the instruments, you all have each earned an admiration point from Morgan. And I'm keeping track of it so you don't have to, but I wanted to explain sort of like what that is. But yes, you all specifically earned one admiration point. Morgan looks at all of you a little bit more fondly than he did before. So,
sorry, is this something that other people can tell that we've gained his admiration?
nope, this is just a mechanic for the play, like for the game.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep. So just something to note that there are going to be future opportunities to either win or lose admiration points with all the different characters. And that then there will be like sort of checkpoints or spots when those matter, essentially. So anyways,
Okay.
Morgan really is very much in admiration, which if it wasn't already clear, right? But very much appreciative of everything that you three have done to help him retrieve these instruments. He offers that if you are open to it, that perhaps all of you could travel to the wedding together the rest of the way for the last couple of days, just to make sure you stay safe, safety in numbers and all that.
Couple of days? I thought we were like still like 6 days away.
No, you traveled for about
We had travel.
yeah, you traveled for like 4 or 5 already.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
I mean, I would say yeah.
Sure. This guy's
So
gonna
we
get
can
himself killed if he
get
doesn't have
some-
us with him.
Yeah, and like get some inside info if we can, and like he's working the wedding, so like that gives a different angle than I guessed would. So
Yeah, I agree.
So then, as you continue over the next couple of days, do you specifically have any questions or things that you talk to Morgan about?
We just ignore him the entire time.
mine skipped. What did I miss? Sorry.
We while we're traveling with him, we can ask him
Yeah.
more things and become friendlier or whatever. And then I made a joke and said we would ignore him the entire time.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you guys
I'd want
wanna
to
talk
like
about it?
kind of learn about how he knows the groom, and I guess the family, like the groom's family, because we already know about the bride's, so and like what he knows about, like, has he met her? Does he know about their relationship?
Yeah.
And I don't know if we should be like, you asked that maybe like, should we be role playing that? Probably.
I'll just for the sake of time a little bit too, I'll just sort of summarize some of the information that you can get from him. So yeah, I mean, he, like he already mentioned, he has known Lord Maximilian for a good amount of time, just as sort of one of his, if not his main go-to performer for any functions that Lord Maximilian hosts, as a noble in Coppertown. He does know a little bit of like the family as well, so he knows not just Maximilian but also Maximilian's younger brother, and his stepsister and a couple of the other family members that they have. He doesn't really know Lysandria super well, but he has met her. So he doesn't have a lot of insight on her. But he does know that Lysandrea has an older sister, Galliane.
With a G.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll switch my image here to Morgan since you guys are chatting with him. But yes, he knows Galliane, Lysandra's older sister. He also knows a little bit more about sort of like the history of Argentus Falls, so where you guys are headed. And one of the interesting things that he entertains you with as you are traveling is sort of the legend of the falls, which is where the wedding is going to be taking place.
Oh, do tell, Mr. Lavender.
Yeah, so according to legend, the two moon deities known as Selene and Manny once met at Argentus Falls. For years, the elder god Manny had watched with jealousy how his followers gradually lost faith in the old gods and instead worshipped the new moon goddess Selene, who had grown in popularity, especially with the elves. Manny was enraged by Selene's rising influence and the faltering faith of his followers. And so, in an attempt to punish them, he hid the moon, which caused much despair among nighttime rangers and nomadic sea dwelling folk who needed the moonlight for hunting and navigation. So, Selene begged Manny to meet her in hope that they could decide on a compromise or perhaps even an arrangement that would benefit them both. Grudgingly, Manny agreed to meet Selene at the summit of a hill known as Argentus. Manny descended from the starry sky, prepared for a tempestuous clash, but his anger and loathing for Selene melted away when his eyes fell on the elven deity, who was filled with life and youthfulness. In turn, Selene saw the ancient wisdom in Manny. She found beauty in his harsh appearance and sensed a compassionate heart hidden beneath the layers of his anger. The full moon shone on the couple as they met on the hill. Not a word was spoken that night, and it lasted longer than all other nights in history. Ever since then, the moon has followed a new cycle. The full moon will shine for 3 full days and then gradually fade again. Like the seasons, the moon would wax and wane, providing both light and darkness for those who need to hide. A waterfall also sprang into existence on the hill after Selene and Manny's night together. It is said that the water holds divine healing powers that can cure illnesses and sickness and helps those who struggle with love and fertility. While the falls is generally considered to have been blessed by Selene, there are also many stone shrines dedicated to Manny at the foot of the waterfall, which traveling visitors can pay tribute to. And specifically in Elvish culture, the elves follow Selene and consider Argentus Falls a holy site. And so nowadays it is used for many religious ceremonies, specifically ones like a wedding. So this is sort of the history of Argentus Falls, where you are all traveling to. It is a really sacred spot known to elves, and the forest and the entire area around it is very sacred and special to the elves. Lots of elves are buried in the Argentus forest near the falls, and it's sort of known as a very holy and sacred space.
Cool.
Is oh, what?
Nope, that's it.
Oh, I was going to say, is the groom's family from that area?
So there is a city called Coppertown, which is just
okay.
Yeah, but just a little bit farther away. It's Argentus Falls is in the forest. Coppertown is like the nearest smaller city, and that's where his family is from. And they own a lot of the land and mining that all happens around Coppertown.
You did say that. Sorry, I was like, their crest was like their seal was the moon and the stars. So
that was the
that was the bride's family.
Oh, well, they're elves, so that makes sense too. Right?
Yep.
My bad.
So, he knows Lysandria and Maximilian. Does he know, like, has he said, like, oh, they're so in love and does he know like how they met or anything like that? Does he know anything about why they're getting married? Or
He knows that this is a little bit of a match of union, probably for duty purposes and less for romance purposes.
Okay, I'm still kind of curious as to why she's marrying a human, but we'll keep that in the back pocket.
Any other things that you are specifically curious about or want to know from Morgan?
Can we tell about Maximilian? Can we tell about Maximilian's like character? Like, is he a good guy? Yeah. Like, does he seem like a decent guy for our friend to marry?
Is a lord. So there's that.
Okay.
He's wealthy.
He is wealthy. He's very good looking. I mean, you could do much worse. Like, at the end of the day, he has a lot of great assets.
And if Morgan Lavender likes him, of course he's got to be a good guy, right?
Of course. Morgan is nothing but an upstanding character. I will have actually all three of you roll an insight check for me.
Okay. Oh, I was on an 18 and then it flipped over to a 5. So I've got, I think my insight's +10 or +5. +4. So I'm at 9.
Okay, 9. Charlotte, how about you?
12.
Okay. And Phoebe?
13.
So, yeah, from what you can gather, Morgan doesn't really have like a ton of extra specific like character knowledge necessarily about anybody, or at least nothing that he is sharing with you guys.
Okay. Can we ask him a little bit about like where he's from and like
he happily tells you about sort of his history. He is very not afraid to constantly share and brag a little bit about how he attended the Royal Guild of Bards and Minstrels, which is like the top tier bard college essentially. And yeah, he's clearly very proud of his own accomplishments. If you ask him about his accomplishments, you will have him talking for the rest of your trip.
Can we get his input on our clothes for the wedding?
Oh, if you honestly ask for his opinion, he will tell you that they are lacking.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how can we improve them?
I would say he does compliment you guys, like, the fact that you're all
got them tailored.
Yeah, the fact that you're all also like young and beautiful and charismatic, makes up for the fact that you have a gown that is many seasons old.
Okay.
He specifically looks at Charlotte when he says that.
We could just like put flowers like in the woods, like we can stop and like decorate it. I don't know.
That necklace that I stole from him.
What'd you say?
That necklace that I stole from him.
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't pull that out yet.
I don't think we should. Maybe we can sneak it back into his stuff, or we could keep it.
We keep it.
That's your payment.
Yeah, true. We don't know for sure that he's collateral that he doesn't know about.
Okay, all right. Well then, we, as you guys kind of travel, the next 2 days are fairly uneventful. However, as you make your way closer to the specific site where the wedding is going to be held at the falls, you do notice that your time is like kind of cutting it close. Like you are probably going to arrive like as soon as the wedding starts, partially because you were delayed a little bit getting on the road, and then also just like from a little bit of a side thing that you had to take care of with the goblins, which even though it didn't take a whole day or anything,
it's like a 10-minute growl and fog.
Yeah, in the woods. But yes, you are probably going to make it just on time for the wedding when it begins. So we are probably, I think we're going to call it for this session here, and we will start right when you arrive at the falls next session, so that way we can also have Aurelia with us, and we can pick up right then. But otherwise, I will go ahead and sort of wrap it up with some conclusions and announcements. Thank you so much, by the way, for everybody who's been watching. I know we've had like anywhere between like 5 to 10 viewers the whole time, so hopefully you enjoyed it. If so, I see that we have a BP Gaming on here, so thank you for popping in. Hopefully you had fun. I was in a one shot with him, I don't know, probably like a couple months ago now, and that was very fun to play on Blue Box RPG, which is another D&D streaming channel on Twitch that is really enjoyable if you're ever looking for something. But yeah, it's been so fun. Hopefully you guys had fun. Session 1, getting to play a little bit in this world that is like somewhat romance, somewhat mystery, and somewhat D&D. But yes, we oh my gosh, I forgot that that's what my character name was. But yeah, hopefully, you know, it is been fun for you all as well. I'll let you each just again briefly introduce like sort of who you are and any other like closing thoughts you have before we wrap up the stream. And we'll go ahead and start again with you, Carrie.
Yeah. Like who I am, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Carrie. I said this at the beginning, but don't normally sound quite this raspy. So I'm hoping next week better. And closing thoughts. I mean, like I've played D&D with Katie for the past couple of years now, I guess. But very not regularly.
It was regularly, and then it became
Before
not
COVID.
regularly. Yeah, exactly.
And then really during lockdown and stuff, we were pretty good about virtual sessions, but I always would fall asleep. So it's 10:30 and I'm here.
Yes.
I'm awake. So but yeah, no, otherwise I'm really excited about this because I like D&D and I like romance mystery type things, Austen-esque. I'm here for it.
Well, thank you very much. It's been very fun. And yeah, quite a different theme than like our normal D&D campaign that we play in. Bree, how about you?
I had a great time today. That was really funny. Hopefully have to find, you know, some kind of dark violet, old looking
Yes.
clown. Pretty hilarious. Yeah. A lot of fun tonight. It's a good mix. Good change up from the D&D that I've played before. So thanks, Katie, for making fresh and new.
Of course. When was I'm curious, Bree, when was the last time you played?
Winter 2020 going into 2021.
So it's been like a couple of years.
Yeah, like 2 winters, I think.
Nice. Well, we're glad to see you back in action.
Yeah. Winter activity for us.
Yes. Yeah, too many sports happening in the spring and summer.
Yeah.
All right, Kristen, last but not least.
Well, thank you so much, Katie. I know you've put so much effort into, you know, the technical aspect and getting this all working with all the streams and videos and everything. And I think this looks gorgeous. And it was a ton of fun today. Yeah, I mean, I like playing D&D with people that are like, you know, hey, let's think about if we're being racist towards the goblins, you know, like just think about things a different way. You know, it's fun to approach things in a different direction, and yeah, that was a lot of fun today. So
yes, very much yeah, not very murder hobo-esque, which is very apropos for the theming of our
I gave him a little poke with a ray of frost.
Just like a little freezer bread. Excuse me. Yeah, stay there. Thank you. Well, it has been super fun playing with you all. Yeah, this is like really all of the technical stuff and everything was like a sort of a very anxiety inducing, However, the actual like playing the game with you three has been like super fun, which at the end of the day, that's the whole purpose of any event anyways. So I'm glad that you had fun. I did too. Yeah. I haven't run a game since in like 2 years, Carrie, like when I finished
Yeah.
and Nick started. So I was a little bit rusty like going into this. I was like, oh my gosh, it's been a little bit since I've DM'd. But yeah, this was super fun and you guys are so fun. And
You crushed
I
it.
I also love that even though this is like for the most part it's not a one shot, but you know it's still like very mini adventure that we're playing. So there's not like a ton of interesting new like outside the box things. Like it's more railroady than a regular thing. But I like that despite that you all still made many choices that I was like, oh, didn't think they were gonna do that. But I love that. That's like the best part about DMing and also just playing D&D is that like you never know what people are gonna do or say or anything.
Didn't expect the bear cloud. No one
Did
expects
not expect the bear cloud.
The goblins sure didn't expect the bear cloud. Took Phoebe a minute. She's like, what the hell? I was gonna say something, but I don't remember what it was.
Well, either way, I am super appreciative. Look forward to doing this again a couple more times. We'll be adding Izzy next week. So
Yay.
thankfully we'll have our full party of 4. Aurelia just is a much faster rider than you guys and somehow made it there in time.
She like arrived to the inn like 40 minutes after us.
Yeah, you're like,
After we
oh,
left.
you just missed her.
And she's been like following in our footsteps. Like she found the lady that we got the gowns from, and then she went to the tailor and was like,
hopefully Izzy can watch this and so she can kind of catch up on all the stuff that has happened.
I was gonna ask, is it like recorded?
Yeah,
Okay.
this will be available like on demand, so it'll be on Twitch. The VOD will be on Twitch afterwards,
fun.
so anybody can watch it. If you tuned in late and you want to watch what you missed in the beginning, feel free. But yeah, it will be available until then. So next stream will be 1 week from today at 7:30, same time, same place. Hopefully a little bit less technical issues. And
I remember we learned Nick cannot watch the stream, and that was affecting the internet.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Huh. Sadly.
local data.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, very true. And with that, I think we're gonna say goodnight for tonight. It was a solid 3 hours. Thank you so much for those who tuned in and enjoyed. Let me see if there's anybody available for us to raid who is live right now. I don't see any other, like, I was wondering if Blue Box was still live. They were earlier today, but I don't think they are right now. Nope, they are not. All right, well then we are just gonna call it a night. Thanks so much for tuning in. Happy Wednesday night, everybody, and we will see you next week. Same time, same place.